Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The Titans season is officially over as they finish 3-14 and are set to pick first overall in the 2025 NFL Draft. Head coach Brian Callahan met with the media today and reflected on his feelings as the season comes to a close.
I have to do a better job as a head coach, so we're not in this position again at any point. I don't have any interest in repeating this season, although there's lots of things to glean from it lessons-wise. I don't want to be here again or be in this position again, and I'm fully determined and resolved to get us to a point where we don't have to talk about how many games we've lost. We can talk about how many games we've won, and that's my goal to get there.
Callahan also mentioned that any staff changes will come later this week, and until he hears otherwise, it's business as usual with Rand Carthon and Chad Brinker. And in other NFL news, 2 head coaches have been fired since yesterday's season finales, Patriots Gerard Mayo and Jaguars Doug Peterson. Also, Packers wide receiver Christian Watson is out for the season after tearing his ACL in yesterday's loss to the Bears. In college hoops news, Tennessee basketball remains number 1 in this week's AP poll and is the only undefeated team in college hoops. Chaz Lanier was named the SEC Co-Player of the Week after scoring 53 points in 2 games. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? Let's jump on in here. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful, cloudy, snowy, cold day, windy, all those things. Your feet hit the ground, though, this morning. It's a good day. Right, Babsy?
Well, the only thing that is good about today is that your Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
They are on the clock.
Let's go.
What up, Babsy?
I'm glad that they listened to me on the Wash Away Toast and played like absolute garbage.
Boy, did they ever.
You should have been doing the toast earlier in the year since they listened to you, because they did. They ain't listened to me all year.
They haven't listened to you all year.
No, I keep on trying to tell them wash it away
and play better.
Yeah, and that didn't work.
Babs' wash away toast was wash away the desire to win. Boy,
Go get that pick.
That was something sitting there. Number one, sitting there. I hadn't been in a long, long time.
Yeah, you actually went to the game.
Yeah, and there was no one in my row. There was no one in the row behind me. There was no one in the row in front of me in the club level. I'm bad.
On TV, there was nobody at that game.
I'm bad about, and look, man, it was cold and all those things, but
yeah.
And
Team's bad.
Team's very like just sitting there watching.
Team is the worst in the league.
Watching it was
that is correct.
Officially.
I've never seen it like that over there. I've never seen it like that over there.
Yeah, I didn't even know how to really respond to it.
I'm bad at like guessing crowds, but there couldn't have been more than 10,000 people in that building.
I mean, I'm bad at guessing crowds too, but pretty sure you're right there.
Yeah, I was gonna go. I was gonna.
There were more.
I was gonna lean towards 1,200.
Yeah. Okay. That might be pushing.
That was a little low. Okay,
That was a little low. That might be a little low.
How low can you go?
Yeah.
But seriously, there are more fans at Texas high school football games than that.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they're packed, and they have like 40,000 seat stadiums. Mm-hmm. Like they get more than Vanderbilt.
It's crazy.
The VIP tailgate was good though.
Oh, it's a good time.
How long did you stay, Mayor?
There's wasn't a lot of people for the good time, but it was a good time.
I got there about 11:30, and then stayed, and we walked out at 12.
That was the lowest number we've had. I think we had probably about total coming and going, probably about 79 to 85, somewhere through there. Good number.
I saw Bop dancing to Billie Jean online, and so I was like, yeah, I got to stop over there before I go.
Yeah, I got to give it up to my boy. It was a little down. You know, people were just eating and, you know, socializing. So, C-Wiz, he dropped Billie Jean. I asked Bop, would you grace us with your performance?
I mean, the video was like 2.5 minutes long.
Oh, he went.
Of Bop just going.
Oh, he tried to shut it down probably after 45 seconds.
Yeah, but
You
you
wouldn't
kept
let
him
him.
going.
No.
You had a microphone.
Yeah, you got to give him the ad-libs.
I thought he
and
had
all
some
that.
moves.
No, he went.
Yeah. It was a mic pressure.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Slay Dog. Did we do your intro?
I'm in the building.
I've already
did now.
forgotten. 304.
It's one of those days.
304.
Listen.
Kai!
What? You can't even finish it?
I can't finish it, Babs. Yeah.
What?
No, I was looking because I was in my car looking at the stadium, and I was wanting to say Kai ain't got no roof, but I don't think anybody was going to be there to hear it. So
Let me ask y'all real quick. So
Our lines are already loaded, by the way.
yes,
what happened?
let's start the show this way. The Titans did it in a must-lose situation. The Titans get it done, losing 23-14 at home to the Texans. With the much-needed loss, the Titans earned the number 1 overall pick, thanks in part to former Tennessee quarterback Joe Milton, who just lit up the Bills.
He sure did. What if we said about him, he has an NFL arm?
Yep.
I mean,
His accuracy was usually a question.
He had an incredible play that got called back because of holding, but went all over the internet. Like, I know this play doesn't count, but watch this.
He's
Crazy.
a specimen.
Well, and now you got Kraft out there talking about, we got 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, Robert, stop it.
Trying to trade him.
Yeah. Bob. Cut it out, Bob.
B.O.B. So the
We've
Titans,
seen them before.
Titans earned the number 1 overall pick. Now, does it I know everybody wants to be excited about having the number 1 pick because you could choose any player, right? Like, nobody can choose in front of you, obviously.
Or you can trade back, or you can.
All of these things. But does it give you pause at all when you start seeing these analysts say there are no first-round grade quarterbacks?
Yes. It's a crappy year to have a number 1
tough.
overall pick needing a quarterback.
So I know a lot of people are excited. Give me Shador. Give me Cam. I know a lot of people are excited about those 2 guys. Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
They have so many more needs than that guy can help them with. But anyway, to me, at least right now, as we sit here. But man, like, you just see some of these grades on the quarterbacks, and Coach Mack always tells you, like, the quarterback draft is separate from the real draft.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
So just because you're the number 1 quarterback or the number 2 quarterback, does that mean that they're actually, like, going to end up as, like, the 33rd player on your board?
Mm.
And then do you feel the pressure because you need a quarterback to do it anyway? These are all the conversations we're going to have. Or do you trade back? Because that's where I am.
Listen, these are all the conversations they're having in that building right now.
Right. Me personally, I think, man, at some point you got to get a face of the franchise. And Big Jeff is phenomenal. It's hard to see a defensive tackle be the face of a franchise.
Well,
outside of Aaron Donald, what we saw from him, but you need a face of the franchise. You may not
Jeff
get it in this draft.
that. That's fine. He could be the face of the franchise. But if you don't have a quarterback, doesn't freaking matter.
Don't matter anyway.
And they
if
had
you don't have a
Stafford.
quarterback, period. End of. We have no quarterback, period. End of story. No further
End of the whole
discussions
sentence
matter.
right there.
End of the sentence. End of sports talk.
Yeah.
It does not matter. If you don't have a quarterback, you're Shiana.
Yeah, but Will Levis said today that his conversation with the coaches showed that they still have belief in him and that there are still things he can improve on, and he will make those improvements.
Yeah, what are they going to say? Listen, you ain't it. They already told him he ain't it by pulling him.
They showed him.
They already showed him.
That's exactly right. Now,
So
he's under
so what
contract.
are they going to say?
And it's
Hey,
light,
listen,
rookie deal.
you're garbage. I mean, they're not going to say
Come
that.
fight.
They're going to
That's all
give
they say. Come
it.
fight.
He's on your roster now.
Do you keep him
Good
in
fight.
the locker room as a backup potentially?
Well, sure.
Yeah, I think he's gonna
he's
push.
cheap.
He'll
He's
push,
cheap.
and he'll push somebody.
He will absolutely push
I think he'll
somebody
push somebody.
And it'll
You
be
heard
year
him.
2 in that offense.
Yeah.
because somebody asked him. Plus, he can be your scout team quarterback. Great,
Mm-hmm.
awesome. You know he's going to, throw some questionable
Yeah.
balls. Get
Be
your
amazing.
defense prepared. No, but you heard him. Somebody asked him about, they might bring in another quarterback, a veteran, maybe draft one in this position, and he was like, "Yeah, I got to go beat him out." I mean,
He's prepared.
he's going to push somebody.
Yeah, he may
And
even
you
work
have
better
him
at
cheap,
that.
and what's his
Yeah.
trade value?
Brian Callahan
Nada.
I got some chips over
today.
there probably. So
Brian Callahan said a lot of things.
I don't know, not the good ones over there.
He was asked the things that he told Will Levis he needs to work on this offseason.
The turnovers are a big part of it. The other thing, there's some more finer-tuned things that Will and I talked about today, just things that he's got to really focus on this offseason, and part of that's the footwork and the pocket movement, and making sure, because he's really smart and he sees things and he understands what's happening.
Just can't react.
it's the connection of seeing it and then doing it in the moment immediately, and no
and
hesitation
you can't
to
teach
it.
that.
I think that'll come with understanding the offense better as he continues to learn it. But there's some things for sure that I think he can improve on that will help him a lot. And I like his plan that he's got put together here for the offseason and what he's going to go do and where he's going to go work. That part is good. And I think he'll see some benefit from it. So, and a lot of that's, it all ultimately falls on me too. I look at it as someone who I got a really good expertise for the quarterback position. I feel really good about my ability to coach it and coach offensive football. And, I'm disappointed in myself some too that I couldn't find a way to get more or better out of the position as a whole, Will and Mason included, and that's one of the things that I got to look at and find out where I can be better for what's next. And, there's some professional pride involved in that I have to take a good look at and see where my shortcomings were in that process too, because I obviously have a hand in it.
That was very humble
Brian Callahan said a lot of things.
and accurate.
And we will intersperse his comments throughout the course of the show, including this cut. Brian Callahan talking about the quarterback situation heading into the offseason.
Well, we got one quarterback under contract. The other two are free agents. And we're in position to potentially draft quarterback. We're in position to, with the cap stability and flexibility we have, to potentially sign a veteran quarterback. And so we're going to explore every avenue to do that. There's a lot of ways you can do this process, and we'll unturn every stone to find out what the best one is for us. There's a lot of work to be done between now and those decision-making times. But, I think it's very clear that that's a position that we have to do our due diligence on and our work on, both in free agency and in the draft. So with that being said, too, Will has to Will has to keep his same mindset. He's got to keep getting ready to play. He's got to keep getting better. I still believe in the tools that he has and his ability to be a good quarterback. But, I was very straightforward with him that, it's very likely that there'll be somebody else in here competition-wise at the very minimum. So that's a position that we'll be looking at.
There you go, Callie. Well done.
There you go.
I'm here for no non-sugarcoating.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Here's the other thing. Titans have to sell to the NFL that they're taking a quarterback at number one, in my opinion.
Regardless.
Yep. Whether they are or not. You got to sell that, because if you want to, entice someone to move up, you got to convince them that you could do it.
Yep.
So they're not looking to move up to 2.
It's Lion season has begun.
Although Cleveland needs a quarterback too. So
Raiders?
They do. Raiders.
Where are they? 6?
Giants. Everybody.
Giants
Jets.
are 3.
Giants are 3. Jets are 7. Raiders are 6.
Yeah.
Saints? 9.
Saints. No, they got because he went to L.A. The Raiders, Las Vegas. Tripping. And it wasn't the Desmond Ritter. Didn't he go there?
It's going to be fascinating to see how these franchises view this
Spencer Rattler.
quarterback draft.
Yeah, because Derrick Carr's probably going to be gone from New Orleans. So if you start thinking about bridge quarterbacks, like Derrick Carr's,
everybody needs one except 5 or 6 teams, man.
Both Pittsburgh quarterbacks are off their contracts.
I'm not giving it up unless there's a king's ransom out there. How about that?
615-737-1045. A lot to talk through. If you want in, there is one line open. We will go to the phones when we come back. 615-737-1045.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Look at these loaded lines. Titans fans are ready for this life.
615-737-1045. Real quick, the NFL playoff matchups. AFC, obviously Kansas City with the bye. Texans hosting the Chargers. Chargers a 3-point favorite on Saturday at 3:30. Every year the Texans have been in the playoffs, they've had that first Saturday 3:30 game. Every year. Ravens hosting the Steelers. Ravens by 9.5 Saturday, 7 o'clock.
A lot of points.
And then the Bills hosting the Broncos. Bills favored by 9 Sunday at noon. And the NFC, Detroit Lions get the bye with that win against Minnesota. They crushed Vikings yesterday.
How fun is that franchise right now?
So much fun.
Yeah.
I think everybody saw the video of them playing Eminem with the light up bracelets, and it kind of reminds me of the Preds and environment.
They do it every week now.
Doing it, yeah. And then they show Eminem on the freaking video board because he's there jamming and ready to watch his team. You know, pretty cool.
They got some good going.
Vikings at the Rams. Vikings favored by 2 at the Rams on Monday Night Football. Before that, Commanders at Buccaneers. Buccaneers by 3 Sunday at 7. And Packers at the 2-seed Eagles. Eagles by 5 Sunday at 3:30. All that coming up. A little bit later, I'll share the last 10 number one overall picks with you.
It's going to be a good parlay this weekend.
615-737-1045. Tristan in Brentwood. Tristan, what's up?
Thanks for taking my call. I was at the game. I was cheering for the Texans to win. So here's my thing. Here's my phone number because I got a plan for the Titans. I can run the whole show and get the franchise quarterback. He's not in this NFL draft. Here's my phone number, 615.
No. Don't give your phone number out, bud.
Yeah.
No, don't do that, Tristan.
Hey, I want to run this show, the GM show, because our GM stinks, and Will Levis, I would tell him, hit the road. Yes.
Well, you got him for cheap next year, so you might as well keep him around, even if he's a backup. But what's your quarterback answer, Tristan?
Sam Levitt from Arizona State and Jack Retzlaff from BYU. Those are the two most talented quarterbacks. They're not in the NFL draft this year. They're in the NFL draft next year.
Okay. Thank you, Tristan. Appreciate you, man.
I was going to say, who's your bridge, though? What you...
No quarterback next
We
year.
just run Wildcat.
Pure Wildcat.
Yeah,
just trot Will Levis out there for 2025.
Well, he just said take a hike.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Put him at the pasture.
I lost that.
But
with
see,
everything that was
here's
going on there.
also, this also is a deeper, we'll get to another call, but this is also the deeper conversation too, which I've brought up repeatedly. who's to say you're going to be in a position where you can get a quarterback in the draft next year? I mean, you're in your spot now.
Yep.
P96 on YouTube says Aaron Rodgers, Tennessee has good weed. You can watch us on live YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
P96. Tennessee's got great weed. No state income tax.
Aaron Rodgers, we cool on you.
I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is all about weed. He's like mushrooms and hyacinth and whatever. Ayahuasca, whatever that is.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
Wax on, wax off.
Like serious
hallucinogenic
drug, yeah. I mean, to where like you're sick.
Yeah.
When you take it.
Oh, that's
Machine Gun Kelly and
Kelly and what's her name?
Megan Kelly.
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Well,
they
were
might as well
married.
be. Yeah.
They were married. I think they're getting a divorce.
Oh,
are they?
Yeah.
Oh, after we did all that Hawassa
after all that crap, after like sharing blood and doing all the weird stuff.
I read the article where they talked about that. Where did they go? Like South America or something? Anyway, they go. The process takes you to hell. I'm like, why do you want to do that?
Yeah. No, but why do you want to separate
cleansing.
After you get back from hell?
Yeah,
when you made it through hell, like what do we
together? Yeah, and they have a bunch of kids.
We cool.
Anyway,
we need to go back.
Back to the Titans.
Johnny in Smyrna. Johnny, what up?
Guys, y'all starting off hot. People getting out their phone numbers on radio. we burning droves on 20 phones. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, it's real, baby.
Hey, real quick, man. I'm going to have to disagree with you guys. I'm not saying Levis is the answer, but we have to fix that offensive line, especially the right side. Until we fix that, I mean, in my opinion, it don't matter who's back there. Second of all, this is a big thing for me. All these people talking about they want prime time here because everybody be talking about the Titans. You know how you get people to talk about the Titans? You win a dang football game. That's how you get people to talk.
Absolutely.
And third, and this is the most important thing I got to say real fast, it's a great day because I got to talk to Rod Slay, baby.
Let's go!
615-737-1045. He dropped after that. I mean,
mic drop.
Let it rip and go away. Calvin in Houston. Calvin, what up?
Yo, what up? I'm in the building.
Calvin, before you get in the building, not today. No Shianos today.
I already know. No Shiano. No Shiano today.
All right.
I called to apologize to you guys for the Shiano Friday. My bad, okay? Y'all, and Dawn, I'm sorry. Kabadzi, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, she was disappointed in you, Calvin.
I know she was, but I'm going to make up for it right now. Look, I know she was. Look, I'm going to piggyback off what I was trying to say that day.
All right.
But yeah, man, they need to leave Callie alone, bro, because look here for this fact. When Vrabel came, he had a playoff team, bro, okay? And then you bring in Callie behind that crap. He already behind the 8 ball, okay? You got to get that man time. I mean, Ranahan. You got to get Ranahan time to fix it. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him time to fix that. Like, look here. You keep firing these coaches. One year, look at my man over there, Mayo, over down there in New England. Then you get that man a year, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at Collie. Remember Collie in Houston? Okay, and then remember Lovey after him? 1 year. Yep. Like, why do y'all not give these coaches and these staffs like old school time to build these rosters and build their players up, bro? Why do you keep doing that? Like, I've been with these cats, man. I've been with this franchise since '78. You understand me? I've been through so much with this franchise, and I'm tired of them doing that. Miss Amy, please, just let something develop. Look, it's not always going to be perfect, but just let something develop. You know what I'm saying? And I got one more thing to say. To Slay Dog over there.
Talk to me.
Big Dog, my man. Hey, I ain't eating nothing today, but, bro, I smell my mama chicken and dumplings in the kitchen cooking right now, bro.
Hey, boy, you better hurry up and slide in there, too. You hear me?
Hey, but I love you guys, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. Hey, man, again, sorry for the Shiano on Friday. That ain't going to happen again because y'all know how I roll. Sorry, Babsy. My bad, baby.
Appreciate you, Calvin.
All right, brother.
All right,
there goes Calvin in H-Town. Ramon Foster in the chat on YouTube. He's
That's
a real
good
one for
Shiano.
for that apology, LOL.
That's right.
Benjamin said he's about to cuss again, isn't he?
No, he's good now. He's good.
Hey, that thing that Calvin hit on too, though, the 1 year and firing of Gerard Mayo. I thought was something that needed to be touched on. Gronk was about to do a good job of it.
Till he got shut down by the network.
Straight. Yeah, he said, pull the plug on that one.
We got to go to break.
But you heard Teddy Bruschi come out and talk about it. And there's almost the same situation that you have here in Callahan. If you're wanting a guy fired that's taking over a dumpster fire, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that makes sense to me. And then what would be my thing asked? But I think Zeph has a little clip of Robert Kraft talking about Gerard Mayo.
This whole situation is on me. I feel terrible for Gerard because I put him in an untenable situation. I know that he has all the tools as a head coach to be successful in this league. He just needed more time before taking the job.
Then why'd you hire him?
Or more time
I'm a fan of this team first. And now
And why'd you fire him?
I have to go out and find a coach who can get us back to the playoffs and hopefully championships.
Now,
I mean, that's Mike Vrabel for sure.
Yeah,
right?
but at the same time, you do know that same team will be intact. Like, you can add a couple pieces, but that same team is still intact.
Drake May's
do you
your
have your
quarterback.
quarterback, though? That helps.
I mean,
They say they believe in Drake May.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
understand.
you know what that was? That was Mike Vrabel saying, if you want to hire me, you better do it this
Yeah.
year because I'm not sitting out another year.
Yeah, I gave you a year.
I'm out of here.
I
So
think you're
this is your
100%
moment.
correct. Yep.
If you want me as your head coach, you better make it happen.
I'm with you with that.
That's exactly what that was.
From Adam Schefter, there have now been one and done head coaches in each of the last 4 years. So Gerard Mayo this year, Frank Reich last year, Lovie Smith and Nathaniel Hackett in 2022, and David Coley and Urban Meyer in 2021.
What do you mean I have the tools and all the capabilities of being a head coach? I just need more time. What? That's
See, I have never, throughout this whole thing,
don't say anything.
I have never said fire Callahan. Never.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because I
I'm not with
don't
that.
believe that.
I'm not with that either.
I think he has the potential to be a very good head coach. And here's the other thing that he just showed us in his press conference. He is humble enough to understand where he was deficient as a head coach. And there was a lot of it that it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like all three of us agree on Callahan, like not after 1 year.
No.
Especially considering, and we've said this a million times and we'll say it a million more, but you knew what you were getting with him.
Yep.
First-year head coach, first-year play caller. It takes more than 1 year. Plus, the three of us are not impetuous people. So, you know, I mean, I understand, like, people want to win. Like, we do, too.
Yeah,
There are
no
just
question.
ways to go about that in a big-picture sense.
And there's no sugarcoating that this was an absolute disaster.
This is terrible.
Absolutely.
And listen, Callahan didn't sugarcoat it either.
No,
This was my favorite. Well, okay, so the things that stood out to me today from his press conference, one, that he hasn't even talked to Miss Amy yet. That's crazy to me. But this was the other, talking about the biggest thing that he learned from his player meetings today.
I just, just what things were good, what guys liked, what did they respond to, what can I do better? How can I be better for them? That's my job, is to find ways to be better for our football team. And one of the things that I know I need to do a better job of is because of the difficulty of being in charge of calling plays and running the offense, is I spend a lot of time on offense, and I got to do a better job of spending my time more with the guys on the other sides of the ball on special teams and on defense, and just making myself more available and visible to them. Even though I spend a lot of time with the offensive guys, one of the things I need to do a much better job of moving forward is still continuing to build the same style relationships with the guys on defense as well. So that's something that I, my first year and trying to get the offense off the ground, need to do a better job of that moving forward.
That's I'll take accountability all day long.
And that was sprinkled throughout his entire press conference when he was talking about the quarterback situation today, which I actually thought was kind of funny because basically he was like, sometimes you have these quarterbacks that just have it, kind of thing. And it was almost like he was like, I didn't have that this year.
No, I didn't.
And he didn't say that, but his message was, okay, I need to be a better coach for a quarterback that maybe doesn't have some of these things naturally. Right. And I think part of that is because he's had the fortune to work with quarterbacks that have it.
Yeah.
Some great quarterbacks.
No question.
615-737-1045. Chase and Franklin next up on 3HL. Chase, what's up?
What's up, y'all?
Yo.
What up, Chase?
Hey, what's up, Dog, War Eagle?
War Eagle.
Play Dog. I'm gonna take you way back, man. I've been following you since I saw you and Big John Henderson play for Pearl Cone back in the day at the Murphy Center.
Yes, sir.
State tournament, baby. Those Firebirds. That was a heck of a team.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you, bro.
Good stuff. Hey, it was funny what you were saying, Don. I completely agree. I'd been out on Callie, and I'm a season ticket holder. I didn't want him fired, but I was just out on the dude. I thought he was just, as bad as Levis is. I thought he threw him under the bus, didn't take accountability. But today changed my kind of tune on him. I thought he took full accountability, admitted how horrific the season was. And then I want to ask you guys and ladies a question for real. Here's my thing on Rand. Okay, I get all this, like you need to, just not keep repeating. Let's, get a coach and a GM together. If you fire Rand and you're in the same boat, even if you keep Brinker. But if you're Amy, or if you're even just a Titans fan like us, do you trust, this is obviously organization-defining draft and offseason coming up, the new stadium in 2 years. Given the track record, do you trust Rand to run this draft? I mean, and run this show, be able to trade back.
What do you think about last year's draft?
So, I mean, he got injuries aside. He did. I thought the free agency, the injuries make him look bad. The draft,
Latham was up and down, but he's going to be a really good player. Yeah. T'Vondre Sweat, really good player. Brownlee Jr. Has potential to be a Pro Bowl player. He struck on at least 3 dudes in that thing. Plus, you've got a safety transitioning to linebacker who I think showed some stuff. You got another inside linebacker who was hurt and didn't get a chance to show some stuff. So, I mean, I trust him.
He's a 5th-round pick.
I trust him based on last year.
One thing I would say, the 2 drafts he's been part of have been fairly straightforward. Would you not agree? He drafted 2 offensive linemen. They were good picks. I'm not saying that, but the Stroud trade up never worked, but we haven't seen him do a complicated trade back.
My belief, based on what I know, is that Mike Vrabel had control of the first Rand draft. So, I mean, if you want to give him both of those drafts, I know a lot of people want to put Will Levis on Rand Carthon. That's not how I understand that situation.
Yeah, I'm really on the fence. I'm asking you guys your honest opinion. Like, you all 3 trust Rand to run this show?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Okay.
I do, and
so I appreciate it, y'all.
The other thing I would ask too, though, like where's Chad Brinker in all of this?
Exactly.
That's a good
I
understand
question.
You have what I keep on saying. This franchise needs as far as the physical part of the football part. You need a franchise face for the league. Derrick Henry covered up so much. That was you were able to keep attention on the Titans because of him, even when they were horrific. You still were going to tune in to watch the franchise, and that being Derrick Henry. In the flip side of that, why is it only Rand that is right there in the forefront like that? And because when you establish the pecking order is Brinker
then Rand,
then A-Rob. It's like I don't understand why is it just him? So we're going to give him props for the draft. If it flips, are we giving Chad the props for this draft coming up? Like what? I don't understand, man. I'm lost. I'm lost on it.
Well, to me, they're all together.
Are they?
Brinker and Rand?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, to me,
I think that's how they operate. I think that's how they operate.
If you're going to fire Rand, you got to fire Brinker.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
From a real.
That's what I'm saying.
A realistic.
That's how it feels they
standpoint.
operate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're not happy with what's going on, where the franchise is, and you need a new GM, to me, that's a Brinker and Rand thing. Then
I agree.
If you're going to clean house.
I agree. But I hear all of the talking heads, that's all they continue to say is Rand, the GM needs to go. It's someone above Rand. And we're not talking about Miss Amy.
Well, it's also because he has the GM title.
Yeah. Okay.
And
but if they're all working together,
I also think, though, there's not a lot of people nationally that realize that when Amy
designated
the pecking order
Delegated
that Chad
it. That's right.
Brinker
All right.
is actually the one at the end of the day that makes the final
That's
call
all I'm
on
saying.
this.
That's all I'm saying.
So
All of this has to make sense in order for me to be like, why would I not trust him? I'm missing this.
Well,
that was a
some
good
people
question.
are saying because of free agent signings, but
yeah,
I'm
but
like,
the hottest free agent at the cornerback position last year was no ifs, ands, or buts who it was. It was Snead.
right.
Everybody wanted him.
Everybody wanted it.
Like, there wasn't no, he chose to come here. Like,
And as a
get
general manager, all you can do is make that decision. You
Right.
can't control whether somebody gets hurt or not.
if it was a question mark I was going to put on one, it would be Cheeto. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
think when you talk about people working together, that was one of those situations where Cheeto understood what the game was. What's DC?
Denard Wilson.
Denard Wilson knew what he was asking for. He played in that same division. He knew who he was. So
They were
it wasn't-
familiar with
Yeah,
him.
it wasn't foreign.
That wasn't
You know what I'm saying? So
familiar.
yeah. But outside of that, man,
Well,
give
and
me
then
what
you
got.
bring in the number one center in free
Yeah,
agency too.
exactly.
You don't expect him to get hurt.
Exactly.
What, 9 games in?
Yep.
Was it 9?
Once
Somewhere
he was
around
getting
there.
ready to come on, yep.
By the way, he said today that he'll be fully operational June.
That's good.
June. By the way, Snead was traded for, not a free agent, but brought in.
But
I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm
sorry,
saying. That's
maybe
what I'm
I
saying.
should just
Yeah.
say
Brought
the
in.
players
That's-
that
yeah.
he made the
But-
decision to bring
right.
in, the holes that he made the decision to
fill.
spend money
Yep.
on to fill.
Huge reaction day from you guys. We will go back to the phones when we come back. There is one line open, 615-737-1045. Also, as we said, we're going to mix in a lot of Brian Callahan and what he had to say today. When we come back, what was Chad Brinker's involvement this season? He answered that question. We've got it for you next. 3HL.
What's up? What's happening, good people? I'm talking to my fellas out there, though. First and foremost, let's get the energy right. You got to be able to let those feet hit the ground and take off and run with it. How can you do that if you can't get in the game? You need to go to GameDayMensHealth.com. I slid over there today, man, make sure everything was cool, get my T-levels tested, because you got to understand, once you get over that age of 30, the older you get from that point on, yes, it increases the percentage of your T levels being low. It increases. You need to be on top of it. You got 2 locations to pick from, Green Hills and Hendersonville. GameDayMensHealth.com. Go online, check it out. Go on and set your appointment up. Lock it in right there. You go in. It takes about, 15, 20 minutes. Get all your results back, and they're going to let you know exactly what you need to do. So while you freelance and going to the gym trying to figure out why you can't get jacked, well, I got an answer for you. You need to go to GameDayMensHealth.com. It's that opportunity you've been looking for. No reason to sit back and wait. Get in the game today with GameDayMensHealth.com.
3HL 1045, the Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you on a low-key snowy Monday.
Right?
Hey,
Ice cold, snowy Monday.
hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Potential winter storm Friday, Saturday?
Stop it.
Somewhere in there?
Cut it, Euro.
Let's go.
Mama's going to be in Florida. Perfect timing. Peace. See ya.
You can't miss the one snowstorm we get.
I know. Baby Babs is going to be very sad. We're going to Florida for my best friend's son's 1-year-old birthday party.
Just throw the sand in the air and tell her it's snowing.
I'll be sure to send y'all pictures. Get all the way upset.
Great. Then she'll be really upset.
615-737-1045. Ravens running back Derrick Henry finished the season with 20 carries, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns against Cleveland. On the year, 325 carries, third most in his career. 1,921 yards, second most in his career. 16 touchdowns, tied for second in his career. And 5.9 yards per carry, best number in his career, and he just turned 31. I mean, that dude.
I'm going to say this again.
And I remember thinking, he's lost a step.
Guess what? You're going to gain a step, too, if you ain't getting hit as soon as you touch the ball. Like, it's guaranteed. Between you and the center and 3 people being right there at you. I will say, man, like, dog, this franchise, especially after A.J. Brown situation, has been right there. The defense been good. You've been right there climbing. But when it started to decline, that's the magnitude of having a franchise guy. He was able to cover up so much, man. Like, this man was still running for 1,000 yards behind the offensive line that was worse than the one we just witnessed this year.
And he was getting hit and hit and hit.
Like, over and over. Like, it's
I keep coming back to those last 24 games of Vrabel's time here, 6-18. And look, I mean, he had Shane Bowen as defensive coordinator. He could put his thumb on his head.
Yeah.
He had Tim Kelly as offensive coordinator. Remember that?
Yeah.
Todd Downing.
I
remember that.
Todd Downing, yes.
Like, I'm giving him his props, man. That man covered up and blanketed so much Ciano, dog. Like, it ain't no sheesh.
He was getting hit before he even got to the line of scrimmage on every single carry.
And you had a coaching staff that was like, the hell with it. Give it to Derrick. Give it to Derrick.
And they knew it.
Derrick.
They knew it.
Zero
Chuck it on third and long. Chuck it on third and long.
That's tough, man. So I'd say all that to say salute to him, man.
No kidding.
Me too. I've got more.
And how many people said he's lost a step?
Me.
He's
I
done.
did.
I thought
Cosell did.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who are way better at this than we are that said that.
But man,
way
what
better
a year.
at evaluation than we are.
Players with multiple 1,900-plus rushing seasons, Derrick Henry. That's it. In the history of the league.
That's tough.
Unbelievable.
Hall of Fame. Him today.
Without question.
Put him in today.
From Pro Football Focus, Henry in the second half and overtime this year. 1,182 rush yards in the second half or overtime, after halftime. Second in the league. 746 yards after contact after halftime. First in the league. 8 rushing touchdowns after halftime. Tied for first in the league. 55 first downs. First in the league. 6.6 yards per carry after halftime. Second in the league. Congrats to the King.
And on the back end of that, there's also a difference when you have not you just being the face of the franchise, but you going to a spot where they already have a face of the franchise.
Right.
Totally different when you have an elite guy like that, 2-time MVP that you're going to go with, and Lamar Jackson. That whole little dynamic right there is totally different.
It's funny, too. It took him a couple of games to get that whole thing going. Like, what do we want to do with all this? But, man, they've got it going. Can't you see Ravens-Lions Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I mean, not to just walk Kansas City out of it, and Buffalo with Josh Allen should be MVP probably, but
I don't know.
I could see Ravens.
Lamar getting my vote.
Lamar getting your vote.
Yeah. Now, do I think Josh Allen did more with less?
Gosh.
No question about it.
They took all his toys from him.
But about, yes.
You know what I mean?
Did, yeah. And they wouldn't seeing eye to eye either.
Hey, Josh, go play in your room. But you took all my toys.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I will say, with Lamar Jackson, though, man, like, it's one thing, and I've learned from being around great coaches, everybody can't coach talent. So everybody can't lead or play with talent either. It's something to be said with that. I mean, just, hey, go look at the the other Hall of Famer that's right up the road in New York. So not easy to play with talent.
Brian Callahan, you guys were talking
Aaron
about
Rodgers for everybody.
Chad Brinker's involvement.
I'm like, wait, you talking about the guy behind you on the screen?
Hey, somebody. Pinstripe suit with a beanie. I like it.
And that gray beard.
He looks like he's been fasting.
Oh, really?
Brian Callahan, you guys were talking about Chad Brinker's involvement in the season. Brian Callahan talked about that.
Chad was involved in all of it. Chad's he's scouted before for a long time. That's what he's done. His background is in personnel. It's in scouting, but he's also got unique experiences, in the business side of it with his time in Green Bay, and has a really good feel for what the structure of an organization should look like. And yeah, it's really been the three of us sort of all the way along. From the time I got here and all the way through the season is we've all sort of worked on the same things. And Chad has his responsibilities, and Rand has his, and I have mine, and we all come together and try to make the, whenever decisions are made or whenever we need to do something, that we're all on the same page, and we have been all year. That part's been really, really fun for me. I've enjoyed that part because I think Chad's got unique experiences, unique perspective, and so does Rand. I think they're both really unique people. I'm glad we have them.
So this is not a one-man band.
Mm-mm.
So back to what
full collaboration.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like, so if someone is to go, we holding hands and walking out this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all picked this. You heard them.
Yeah.
We all picked this together.
I know he's got scouting background and all. I don't know how much he's involved in that part of what they do over there right now. I think operations, grounds, crew, stuff like that, more down his path. But all that works together at the very least.
Yeah.
615-737-1045. Gil in California. Gil, what's up?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you going?
Good, man.
How's Cali?
Yeah, we're out here in Cali. Coach Cali, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But I think we got to keep him. I mean, we knew this going into the year that this was his first time coaching. Yeah. He has to evaluate himself. He was held himself accountable for what he had, for what, he needs to improve on from this conference that I heard. But when you have the worst team in the league, you can't bring back that whole same coaching staff. So I really do think we need an offensive coordinator. Don't want to take the plays away from him, but I think we need to search his coaching tree. I don't know what offensive coaching tree he comes from, but if we can find an offensive coordinator out of his coaching tree that can help him out so he can concentrate on penalties, turnovers, and making sure the offense is function right. And, we don't want to mess up a new quarterback. So it's crucial, but I think we have to give him another chance. You can't just cut ties after 1 year knowing that this was his first try at it.
Appreciate you, Gil, talking about Cali from Cali. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
All right.
I agree. I know that there are people on this station that say clean house, fire everybody.
Yep.
That Rand needs to be fired, and
yep.
I'm assuming Brinker too, right?
Yep.
Or
and Callahan.
Saying fire everybody. Yep. I just don't see the benefit of that. And
give me one more year.
Give them a year to get it all right. There were so many holes. And people come at me and say, well, you guys thought, my husband this morning, well, you thought that this could be like a 9-win team. And I'm like, yeah, yes. I did, because of the holes that they did plug. Yep. Now, I also thought they have zero depth, and if injuries hit them, it's going to be a disaster. And I also thought that Will Levis was going to be the guy, and I was dead wrong on that. Mm-hmm. I thought that Levis could be the guy with his arm talent, with watching him his junior year at Kentucky, with his offensive coordinator in Liam Cohen and what he had said about him and his talent and how it would translate to the NFL. Now, granted, that was his junior year in college with different pieces around him. But I thought because of all of that, because they brought in a center that hopefully was going to right the ship, who honestly, Cushenberry struggled early on, and that was a surprise.
Right when he got hurt, he was starting to come back on.
And that was a big surprise. So I'm like, because of the moves that they made, and the moves ended up not working out. I mean, I know that this is crazy to say, but some of that is just flat out bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Callahan talking about what you're talking about, if he regrets the expectations set by himself and Rand Carthon at the beginning of the season.
Absolutely.
I clicked the wrong button. My bad. Hold on.
No, I heard it.
Slay always hears it.
You got it, Seth.
I don't remember setting expectations.
This was going to be your going in the goal was to be to compete. Do you think?
Oh yeah, no, I won't walk back on that one at all. I think we could absolutely have been. We were competitive. And we got ourselves into a spot, into a hole that was hard to climb out of. But yeah, I won't walk that back. I did think we would be a competitive team, and I think we were at points. And we just got to find ways to play better football than we did. And ultimately, we gave away games. We got to do a better job of not doing that, and that's my job to do. And I got to make sure that gets fixed. So we gave ourselves a better chance to be the competitive team I think we're capable of. And but right now, your record is what it is. I mean, we're a 3-win team. Do I feel like we should have been better than that? Of course I do. But we're not. And the reality is that we're a 3-win team. We're picking first in the draft, and that's not the spot that when I stood up here in my opening press conference, I was like, yeah, this is where I can't wait to be having this one today where we're talking about 3 wins. So that's just all part of it. I do have a lot of beliefs in what our team's capable of, and ultimately we didn't do it. And I still think we're capable of being much better than we are, and we got to keep building that.
A year ago, Ryan, do you think it was a mistake for your general manager to say you guys had checked every box on offense, starters, and depth? That set certain expectations.
Sure, I understand that. I think that we did feel like we had put pretty good effort into trying to get ourselves in position to be competitive, and when you sign, we want to be a draft and develop football team. That's what we want to do. And in the meantime, though, we needed to supplement with free agency. I don't think that any of us are under any guises that this is how you build a team all the time. You don't want to do that all the time. But we had to find ways to get some more players to inject some, ability onto the roster and keep us moving forward. And some of them worked well, and some of them, are kind of incomplete. We don't really know on some of the guys because of the injuries. But I did feel good at the time about where we put holes, where we plugged them. Obviously, we couldn't fix every possible problem, but I thought we did our best to try to do that and feel the roster that was going to help us be competitive. Now, again, the results don't speak for it, and we didn't do that. It didn't ultimately come to fruition, but I think that's ultimately where I land on it.
You will hear a lot from Brian Callahan as we move through the show and get your reaction, more of your reaction. 615-737-1045.
Holistic stem cell therapy. Let's get our body feeling good, especially when you can control it. Why? Because your body, your cells, your solution. Kellum Stem Cell Institute is where you need to head to. Whether that be congestive heart failure, lung issues, autism, or arthritis, does not matter. You have to understand you hold the key. All you got to do is go get it and unlock it. That's right. Your stem cells, everybody knows that inflammation, that's what stem cells attack. So you have them. Why don't you get them stored for future and continued use, and also use them to be harvested and redeployed based on your needs? Me, for example, right knee was giving me pain over all the years of not just playing, but just wear and tear, walking. You don't understand exactly what your body goes through. Shoulder, that's from playing. Hip, that's from playing. So get it fixed. I went to meet with Dr. Callahan, had my consultation. You can do the same, 615-850-4415. 615-850-4415. I'll let Dr. Kellum tell him what you're interested in getting and getting fixed. And guess what? Boom, KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
Good afternoon. It's 4:03. I'm Joseph Bonanno live for the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans season is officially over as they finish 3-14 and are set to pick first overall in the 2025 NFL Draft. Head coach Brian Callahan met with the media today and reflected on his feelings as the season comes to a close.
I have to do a better job as a head coach, so we're not in this position again at any point. I don't have any interest in repeating this season, although there's lots of things to glean from it lessons-wise. I don't want to be here again or be in this position again, and I'm fully determined and resolved to get us to a point where we don't have to talk about how many games we've lost. We can talk about how many games we've won, and that's my goal to get there.
In NFL news, 2 head coaches have been fired since yesterday's season finales. Patriots let go Gerard Mayo and Jaguars let go Doug Peterson. Also, if you're interested in the playoffs, Packers wide receiver Christian Watson is out for the rest of the season after tearing his ACL in yesterday's loss to the Bears. In college hoops news, Tennessee basketball remains number 1 in this week's AP poll that makes 5 weeks in a row. They are also the only undefeated team in men's hoops. Chaz Lanier was named the SEC Co-Player of the Week after scoring 53 combined points in 2 games last week. For your foundation repair and whatever needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you. Hope you're having a great Monday. Titans have the number 1 overall pick. They are on the clock, as they say. Don Davenport is sitting right across the console.
What up, Babsy?
Let's go. Listen, I'm bringing the positivity here.
Okay.
Your Tennessee Titans have the number 1 pick in the 2025 draft. We're looking ahead, positive. You're going to get a difference maker.
Talk to him, Babsy.
That's right. Mayor, I'm going to need you to wait to go over the list of number 1 overall picks and their success in the league. You can push that to the 5 o'clock hour.
I've got the last 10
that would be
in front of me. There are a whole lot of quarterbacks on this list.
How many are bust?
Perhaps we can do it right now. Real quick.
Well, hold on.
And then dive in later.
That's true.
Let's
We
put a
could do
pin
that.
in that positivity. Boop.
2024.
Let's just pop that crap.
2024, Caleb Williams, quarterback, USC. 2023,
Jury's still out.
Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama. 2022, Trayvon Walker, defensive end, Georgia. 10 sacks last year, 10.5 this year.
Okay.
2021, Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, Clemson. 2020, Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
That's a hit.
2019, Kyler Murray, quarterback, Oklahoma.
What do you think?
You didn't say Jaden Daniels?
Number 2.
Number 1 overall.
These are number 1 overall.
That's right. Sorry, Yoral.
Kyler Murray, 2019, quarterback, Oklahoma. 2018, Baker Mayfield, quarterback, Oklahoma.
Well, that one's like circled around.
Yeah.
Right, but not with the team that drafted him.
No, not at all.
So you're looking at what can the Titans get from their number 1 overall pick, not like somebody that's a good quarterback 8 years down the road for somebody else, like team number 5. Right?
Yes.
Okay. 2017, Myles Garrett, defensive end, Texas A&M.
DOG.
Hall of Fame.
Yes.
2016, Jared Goff, quarterback, Cal.
Oh, that one's circled around too.
Again, another team, though.
Yep, with another team.
2015, Jameis Winston, quarterback, Florida State.
Great soundbite. He always gives.
This is definitely putting a nice slash in your positivity.
Yeah, but at the same time, how many of those teams would give up a haul to go get a quarterback? So we could have some positivity in there somewhere.
I mean, you trade back, you're getting a first rounder this year, first rounder next year, multiple picks.
That's all I'm saying.
Then what do you do at quarterback?
You just go get somebody off the street. That's what we had this
Here's
year.
what they should do.
Like they just grow on trees.
Babs, I'm going to be honest. With that one, I have no earthly idea what to do.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's the problem.
Kirk Cousins.
No, hell no.
Derek Carr.
No. That's a no with a But
the first 2, no.
No.
Old guy
Absolutely
coming
no.
off Achilles. I
want no Achilles. Leave him in. What's the movie, Troy?
Yeah.
Put him in there. Put him in that movie.
See how quickly people will forget that Kirk Cousins' last 5 games with Atlanta, 1 touchdown, 9 interceptions. Watch it happen. Watch people forget about that.
Yep. Oh, he knows what to do. His agent is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. He's had multiple $100 million contracts.
The worst thing with this
good,
draft.
so he doesn't need money.
Yeah.
You working over there, and I love it.
Get him super cheap. You've got a year after Achilles.
Your little wheels are turning.
Little stopgap. See, I hate the stopgap conversation, though, because then what do? Then you're in draft purgatory because you're going to win 8-9 games and you don't have a quarterback. Then what do you do?
What's more important?
It's retread or rookie?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's more important, though? Trying to fill the holes that you have, the glaring holes, or going to go get a quarterback?
I mean, quarterback is the number one reason you win and lose games, period.
What about Danny Dimes?
Yes.
No, stop.
What?
What is up with your obsession with Danny Dimes?
David Cutcliffe.
He's phenomenal. That's what's up.
Remember sitting on the couch at SEC Media Days with David Cutcliffe?
Go against you.
Hey, I don't look at those numbers, Babsy. I go off field.
Listen, Cut had him at the end of his career. He was a little clouded.
You saying Cut was a little touch and go, 1 foot in, 1 foot out with that?
Cut loves him. He told us he just needs the right system.
And that's what I feel.
Okay, well, what's the right system? Is it Brian Callahan's system? There we go. Now Slay's putting it all together.
I mean, listen, Danny Dimes can dump it down and run.
And let it go.
And let it rip.
Man, that man can do it all. We just got finished talking about circling around. Don't you want that to be your story? That's our circle around story. If we're on the merry-go-round, don't you want Danny Dimes pulling the lever?
Yeah. And people have forgotten about him. I think you go back behind the bushes and sign him for cheap.
No.
Danny Nichols.
No, put him out in front of the bushes. No, he likes being out.
Danny Nichols.
No, Babsy.
Sorry.
Dimes.
People were calling him Danny Pennies, and it upsets Slay.
And I'm glad he's out of that city.
I gave you nickel.
No, Babsy.
Yeah.
So he can do it all until he gets out there on the field. Then he can't.
You shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth when I'm talking to you.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
What movie? That's golly, what movie is that, man?
I don't know. That was Mickey in
What movie
H-Town.
is that,
I'll tell you
dog? Oh, come on, Zelf. You ain't that old.
Shut your mouth when I'm talking to you.
Ah!
Oh, wow.
Wedding Crashers.
Oh.
It's Wedding Crashers.
Yes.
It's Wedding Crashers.
Look at Savage all up in the chat. He's the 2025 Sam Darnold.
Who is? Daniel Jones.
Dimes.
That's bingo. Telling y'all, man.
I'm not against that idea.
Now listen, I'm not against that idea either.
Okay.
I don't want Aaron
Along
Rodgers.
with the rookie.
Yeah, but like a Jackson Dart kind of guy?
No.
Like a who, Babsy?
Like a Cam Ward.
Oh, like early.
Do it both.
I'm
Find a way. Well, because then if Danny Dimes can play and he's one of your circle around guys, then you have a rookie who isn't going to be ready to step into this role. It's safe to say that none of these quarterbacks in this draft are going to be ready to step right in and take over
Not
a team.
on this team.
Several of them will
Not on
have
this
to.
team.
Not this team.
Several of them will be put in that position.
They will, but
it shouldn't.
I mean, it is what it is. But that doesn't mean they're ready.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Is Daniel Jones the one you want them learning behind?
Yes.
Well,
Slay loves
Slay, you can't answer.
All my answers are yes.
See ya.
What
will it be?
else
Unless
is
you're
in the
Danny
chat?
Dimes.
Unless you, I can't wait.
And if Daniel Jones comes here and he plays like Daniel Jones has in his career, then guess what? 2025, you're right back where you are this year.
Hey, no.
Oh, here we go. Justin Fields.
I forgot about Fields.
I told you earlier, both Pittsburgh quarterbacks are available.
Sure did.
Justin Fields, there is no other option. Fields over Danny Dimes.
Yeah, just the running option.
Baker Mayfield.
He's locked
Baker's
down.
Baker, Tampa.
No. I'm sorry. Johnny Manziel. I got the two mixed
He's
up.
doing the podcast right now.
They're both loud.
He's doing a great podcast.
There you go, Johnny Football. I mean, that's your answer.
Johnny Football is fine. Where he is.
Yeah, I don't even think he wanted to go be up here. He did come to. What did he come to Nashville for? He was up there for something.
He's been here.
Oh.
I had multiple people told me they ran into him.
All right, but check this out, though. This is what I'm saying. You can go get you some depth and fill your needs, man, with some.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh.
Wait, listen. He can coach.
He can definitely coach.
His high school. He took his high school team to a state championship.
And they
in
was
the first
slaughtering
year.
people. Yeah, they was slaughtering people too.
That was his high school too.
He can coach your rookie quarterback behind him.
What if they traded for Joe Milton?
Stop.
No.
Hey, he got him number one overall pick.
Stop.
Reward him.
Reward him.
Joe Milton was slinging against the baby Bills.
He was.
The backup Bills.
Getting Josh Dobbs back is another popular one in the chat.
I know.
Josh Dobbs is
all our
not a
Tennessee
starting
people,
quarterback.
man.
Boy.
The Tennessee loves real.
Let's bring Joe Milton, Hendon Hooker, and Josh Dobbs. There's your QB room for 2025.
And let Jerry
Garantano.
Garantano.
And then in 2025 and 2026, you draft Nico Yamaliaba.
Were you here when we had JG on?
No, I was gone.
Oh my gosh.
Which made me sad because I covered that guy.
He dropped the S-bomb twice during the interview.
Oh,
It was great.
JG.
It was great though.
And
It was a good
apologized
interview.
So
immediately
comfortable,
after.
He apologized, yes, both times.
You just being on podcast.
He was
allowed
just
to say that.
Slade Dog and I made him feel really comfortable too.
Yeah, he felt good.
It was just us talking. You know how we do it.
Ryan Tannehill.
He's still on the beach, right?
Bring him back.
Okay, before we break, are you guys surprised that he never ended up anywhere?
No.
Do y'all think
Why?
he got a call?
I think he absolutely got calls.
There you go.
I think he just was like, meh.
He said it would
Okay.
take the right thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me rephrase your question so I can answer it the way I want to. Are you surprised that he didn't end up playing somewhere this year? No.
What? How did I phrase my question?
Oh, I think you said offers, which he could have gotten offered. You're right about that, for sure.
Yes. No, I absolutely think his phone rang.
He was good.
Because you know why? He wasn't that bad.
What was the song? With his toes in the sand and a beer in his hand?
Yeah.
Yep.
On a boat with a Celsius.
Is that what it was? Or White Claw? I couldn't remember.
No, it was Celsius.
Celsius, yeah.
Because I wanted some. Never had a White Claw.
All right, when we come back, the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, we'll talk about what's moving forward with the franchise. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Hey, good people. What's happening? Brentwood Jewelry is what's happening at 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. You are probably thinking, just what they got for me. Well, we know they got style, and it's exceptional. Deals, it's exceptional. Every single day for over 50 years has been happening. They proudly serve the Brentwood community, and exceptional style and exceptional deals are every day. That's what they strive to hit, and they're going to do it. Engagement rings, watches, whatever it may be, you can slide right on in there and get you some repairs done, whether it's an heirloom that you want to get passed down, a necklace repaired, earrings duplicated, a watch maintenance. They have it all for you. They got some great people in there handling the business for you, and I promise you, Brandon will not let you down. Done the same thing for me. All you got to do is go to BrentwoodJewelry.com, click on the link, go through it, surf the web, surf that site. I promise you, there's some good stuff going on over there. Now, all you got to do is say, hey, can y'all help me out with whatever it may be, engagement, watches. They'll never let you down. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood. It's BrentwoodJewelry.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Executive producer of 3HL is Seth.
What's up?
Did you quit coughing?
Yeah, I had a little bit of coughing fit during the break.
He was coughing so much, and it was so weird. I asked him if he swallowed his own spit.
I hate when that happens.
It happens to you.
Yep.
But it happened at the beginning of Slay's live, so he had to, battle through it until Slay got done. And I was thinking, he could have just left your mic on and just go take care of it and then come back, and Slay be talking about who knows.
That's true. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
Let it roll.
Let it roll. Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, joins us as he does all football season on Mondays at 4:20. Mike, what's up? How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to talk with you. Man, tough year, obviously. Where does this one kind of rank in toughest years that you've been through?
Pretty close to the top based on the fact that it was such a strange journey all the way around. In other situations, there have been explanations for why we've sort of fallen in the hole that we've fallen, and things, just different things that have happened at different points, and you've said, okay, well, this is why. This one this year was very difficult because this team would go along and play really good stretches of football. For example, first half at Chicago. Did a really good job, and then give up a kick return that sets up a field goal when it's 17-0. Give up a block punt for a touchdown. Throw an ill-advised interception that ends up being the game-winning points, and you lose a game that you totally outplayed the opposition. There were special teams moments, there were penalty moments, there were quarterback moments, there were run defense moments. It just seemed like they found different ways to have just the only way I can describe it is collapses at different points, and would put themselves in a hole where they could never get back. And so from that standpoint, it was a very strange overall football experience, because this was a ball club that never got into any rhythm whatsoever at all.
I keep thinking, how did I misread this? Because, going to training camp, going to practice and things like that, I just thought that Will Levis would take control of that quarterback situation and be better. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And especially early, because those mistakes early just led to going down the hill. You know what I mean? And I thought he was going to be better, and it kind of obviously in the NFL starts with the quarterback position.
It does, and it starts there for the Titans. I mean, you look at a lot of the foundational players on this team. I mean, there's some good players here. And I could reel off 15 in a hurry that you'd say, okay, yeah, those, you've got the Hooker and Landry and Simmons and Sweat and, Skoronski and Okonkwo and Ridley and Pollard. They're players here. Mm-hmm. But the quarterback thing, not ever getting it solved, and the inconsistency and all of the turnovers there just end up being a huge factor. And you've got to get consistent play at the quarterback position to give yourself a chance. And I think if this team does, with what they'll be able to add in free agency and the draft, then all of a sudden, it's a team that's back in the mix to be talked about again. Now, I don't know how quickly they get back to being playoff level or whatever that takes, but I don't think this team is that far away if they can get stable quarterback play.
I mean, Houston, right? 3-13-1 to division champs and win a playoff game the next year.
Well, we talked about it yesterday on Titans Radio. Statistically, side by side, these two teams are remarkably similar, except in turnover ratio. Houston's +10, Tennessee's -16.
Oh, gosh.
Jeez.
Oh, that just gave me anxiety hearing that.
Yeah. Right. Well,
okay. But you take them top to bottom, and okay, the Titans are a little better run offense, and the Texans are a little better pass offense, but you just go down the stats, third downs, red zone, all of it. It's pretty doggone comparable, except for turnover ratio. It really isn't. And the Titans ended up giving up 102 more points on opponent turnovers leading to points than they did cashing in for points on their own takeaways. It ended up being 135-33, 102 points in the hole based on what the opposition did with based on what the opposition did with Titans turnovers as compared to what the Titans did with their own takeaways.
Yeah, because half of them were in the red zone.
Wow. 6 points a game.
Ugh.
6 points a game.
I mean, that's nuts.
It is nuts.
Coconuts.
Go ahead, Slay.
Vaught, when you
that's what Slay said.
Yeah, absolutely. Better way to sound it. Hey, Vaught, you have the depth, that being the key to it, man. When you have these injuries going down, people that you think you're going to count on, how much does that play a part in what you have coming up in this offseason, more so than you having the number one pick? Or is it vice versa for you?
Well, I mean, the Titans need another pass rusher. Mm-hmm. They need another defensive lineman to be sort of that difference maker. They need another receiver. I mean, there are things that the Titans need.
Gotta have.
But and they'll get some of those things in free agency. I mean, over $60 million in available free agency space, cap room. Not as much as last year, but still quite hardy to re-sign your own players or to sign someone else's, and then certainly the draft. Mm-hmm. But I think what it comes down to is what is going to be that answer at the quarterback position. You have the money to go get a veteran. You know, you do. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing. You could trade for a veteran and pay a veteran, and so that's a good thing. Obviously, with first pick in the draft, you have the ability to do some various things to take that player you want. I mean, if you decide one of these quarterbacks is earth-shattering, then you can certainly do that. You know, you might even be able to deal back a couple of places and still get the guy you want. Mm. I don't think that any of that's been determined yet, because I don't think anybody's looked at that very seriously in depth yet, because you've been, you know, the scouting staff has, but the coaching staff certainly hasn't been, based on, you know, playing out the season. But, you know, much to be determined, and I think it's going to make for a very interesting offseason for all the great Titans fans out there.
Yeah.
Vaught, I listened to you on the morning show the other day and actually texted you after that segment, but I thought
that was nice. Thank you.
No, I thought it was really some eye-opening things from you about Brian Callahan as far as his ability to coach, and you put what you said along with his press conference today, where I thought he was very honest and humble about his own personal performance and talking about how, you know, he wished that, you know, he had done a better job, especially with the quarterbacks, and feels like that's one of his strengths, and didn't feel like he, you know, was able to coach the way he thinks he can, that position, at least this year. So, for, I guess, everybody listening, maybe who didn't hear you on the morning show, you spend a lot of time with Callie. You kind of get to see the other side of him behind the scenes. You know, you're out at practice all the time. Why do you think Brian Callahan will be a good coach in this league eventually?
Well, you heard some of it in the press conference, and you make a fabulous point, Dawn. What he said in the press conference is exactly who he is. Brian's really smart. He's confident, but he's not cocky. And, you know, he's admitted at different points in all of this where he's thought he's been, you know, off target, or what he has to learn, or where things have surprised him. His consistency and his awareness give you an idea that he has the makeup to be an excellent head football coach. He hates losing. I mean, he hates it. And he certainly has moments where he's just that ball coach that you don't want to be around when things are going wrong. He can snap a guy off when it's needed. He can snap the team off when it's needed. But what Brian has really been about, and why this locker room hasn't fractured and you haven't had all of this craziness happen, is there's just a consistency in his approach. They believe in what he does. I think in My fear about this season, Dawn, always was that this team, because there was so much new, would never put it all together. I was terrified of that in the preseason because in watching them, you're thinking, this team has more talent than last year's team. And they do. They did. But it never all clicked together. And I worried about that for Levis. I worried about that for the entire offense. I worried with the entire new coaching staff. And I think a lot of that explains why this ball club was so woefully inconsistent and would have a quarter or two where it just seemed like they shorted out. Yeah. That's what it felt like. But I think for all of this, Brian learned a lot. I think he's absorbed a lot. And I think in this offseason, he will come back and will have more of a complete plan and a lot of adjustments for how he wants to do things. I'm a believer. I believe in Brian Callahan. I believe he will win here. And I think if given what he needs, and they'll get him what he needs, they'll figure this out. And, you know, Coach Mack said it's going to be two turns through an offseason before we get all this squared away. And I think we do need another bite at the apple in this offseason to add some talent, without question. I think you're just going to have much more continuity in 2025 in every area than you had in 2024, plus a better head coach for the experience he's had.
Yeah. Along those lines, one of the things that stood out to me that surprised me today was that Coach Callie has not spoken to Amy Adams-Strunk yet. And that was as of what, 1:30 today.
Right.
Did that surprise you, or what does that tell us?
I think it's very typical because the Monday morning part of it is all about players and coaches. They're in here, they're taking physicals, they're meeting with position coaches, they have a team meeting. Sometimes players go see the general manager or spend time with the head coach, or they get training plans. You know, nobody from downstairs, meaning the football side, was basically seen anywhere in the building for, until like after lunch, because they're all down there doing their thing. Those conversations generally come later. And so that's been my experience. So I was not surprised by that, no.
Okay. I was trying to remember when Vrabel was fired. Yeah, I remember
they didn't have the press conference that they had today.
We didn't hear from Vrabel on Monday.
Right.
And I think it started, leaking out like late Monday night, maybe Tuesday. I can't remember. But
there was some talk, of course, at that point that there potentially were trade partners for Vrabel. And
that's right.
So there was some discussion about that, and there were a lot of things going on. But yeah, he was. She met with him, I think, at 11 o'clock on Tuesday and delivered that news.
Okay.
So, or 10:30, somewhere in that vicinity, and delivered that news. But in most cases, I mean, Jeff Fisher used to do an afternoon press conference. Some people want to meet with the team. Some people do that at 8 o'clock in the morning. But the physicals are staggered throughout the course of the morning because, of course, you don't have 16 doctors. So you've got to stagger people by positions and things of this sort. And there are all sorts of moving parts downstairs because the guys are ready to be done. Season's over. They're ready to get on to their next thing. But there's still some of the different parts of the procedure from a medical standpoint, a training standpoint. They're talking to some guys and saying, hey, we want you to add some weight. And they're talking to some other guys saying, hey, we really don't want you to add some weight. It's different things for different people.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith. Mike, Ron Slay would like to have a few moments with you.
Devon?
Hi, Ron.
Hello, brother. Now, they call it Black Monday, so it's Black Monday for you. You got to make some cuts. You got to make some hires. You got to keep some people. You got to send some out to pasture.
Oh, Ron.
Yes.
Come on now.
No. You're going in the boom boom room, Vod. If you agree to these terms, please say yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Lock him up, Zelf.
Vaught with a little vaudevillian humor there. I like it.
All right, Vaught. Here we go, man. Now you got a 2-minute drill starting at your own 20. You have to put together your team. I'm giving you the people to pick from. We are disregarding the last 2 years, and we're going from Titans and Oilers history.
Ooh.
Okay.
We are starting with wide receiver. You get one to anchor this bunch. Who is your captain and your anchor of this bunch? A.J. Brown, Derrick Mason, Ernest Givens, or Haywood Jeffries? Who you picking, Vaught?
Ooh.
Can I say Kenny Burrow?
You absolutely, Vaught.
Nice.
You're the history major in this one. You absolutely can.
Way back.
Well, if I'm the history major, I want Charlie Hennigan.
Okay, now you got to tell me why, though, Vaught. You just don't get to name people.
Oh,
Because he has like 1,000 receiving touchdowns.
1,000 catches. Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic. I would personally, the best that I saw in terms of size, speed, everything, is probably Kenny Burrow. The guy I would take, though, in a 2-minute drill is Derrick Mason.
Okay, I love that. All right, tight end. Is this even up for?
You're asking me this question? Really?
I already got it written down. I went on and wrote one name down. I'm sure it's going to be Frankie.
Frank Wycheck. Sure.
Okay. Who is anchoring your O-line with the history that they have at O-line? Who do you have anchoring the O-line? All he gets to pick is one. That's your leader of that group. Munch.
Oh, Munch.
Oh, I had Bruce Matthews down for you, but okay, I'll take Munch. D-line. Who's anchoring your D-line? It's a lot of dogs. And this D-line.
Do you have names?
Probably Elvin Bethea.
Oh,
okay.
I'm going to put that one down.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do my history on that one.
We've interviewed him at the we did interview him.
He was awesome.
He was on the team when I was a kid in Houston, and his daughter rode my school bus.
Wow.
Cool. He probably could have picked your school bus up. He was a beast. They've certainly had some over the years for sure. I mean, the other. I mean, I think Freak.
Yeah. No. I was going to ask you that. Vaught, don't get ahead of me. Pass rusher.
Kind of different. Yeah. I mean, give me Freak if you're just going straight pass rusher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now these last two, I got 3 left for you, but these next 2 are vital.
Okay.
Running back, who's anchoring your room?
This is a really hard one.
Mm-hmm. Earl Campbell,
Johnson.
King Henry, CJ2K.
You're in a 2-minute drill, right?
2-minute drill, yes, sir.
Chris Johnson.
Oh, love it.
He's so fast.
QB, 2-minute drill. Warren Moon or Steve Air McNair?
Warren Moon.
2-minute drill, I like it.
Wow.
Airing this thing out. Okay.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in all of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, all of them.
CFL, college football, NFL.
Everything. Who is coaching your team?
Ooh.
Silence from the Vox.
To me, it's got to be Jeff Fisher.
Okay.
Because he's always been coaching. Because he coached the longest.
Now, the one most important that's going to be splitting hairs right here, Mike, and this one could get you in a little bit of trouble, so feel free to answer as you may, but you got to get out of the boom boom room. Who do you want sideline reporting as you're in the booth? Amy Wells or Ramon Big Savage Foster?
Oh, wow.
Cody Allison.
Well done.
For those that don't know, Cody did it for years at the beginning.
Savvy.
I would probably actually go with Jonathan Hutton because he's pretty good.
I like that.
Because I know Ramon and Amy just drove off the road.
Hey, Ramon is in the chat. That's why he threw that one in there. Fine.
Let's put it this way.
What'd you say? Put it this way.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is we have always had top 5 picks at Sideline Reporter.
Okay.
That is true.
It was pretty remarkable how good the 4 sideline reporters have been for Titans Radio.
I love
all
it.
of them.
I love it.
Very
well,
true.
Vod, you made it through. I told you last week we were gonna put you in the boom boom room on Black Monday, and you made it through, man. That's a nice squad.
Thank you.
Release the man, please.
Hoo-ah.
I will say, Mike. I will say, Mike. With all due respect to Fishbone, could you imagine Bum Phillips coaching this team like in today's social media era?
Oh.
No.
Simply said.
No, I mean, the thing about Bum Phillips that was just so incredible is people don't realize he was a Bear Bryant disciple. And he was always seen as so loose, and, he wore the jeans and the belt buckle and the cowboy hat and all this stuff. But, I mean, that dude could really coach football. And I think people see all these pictures of him, and we played the video yesterday at Nissan Stadium. But, I mean, he was a seriously good football coach. And one wonders what the 80s would have been like for the Oilers had they stuck with him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was something else.
Love it.
Man, that was a really good little boom boom room.
Yeah, I told Vot last week, be prepared. So
I bet you're going to ask me basketball questions.
No, that's if I ever catch you again, Vot, be ready.
All right.
You be
I'm
ready.
in.
What do you think about the Vols going to Florida tomorrow?
It's going to be tough.
I wish, from a Tennessee perspective, that Florida would have won in Lexington.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
It was.
Really
it was
good game.
phenomenal.
It was really, I mean, Florida's done a nice job. And, the thing about Tennessee, though, is when you can play defense like that, you can play on the road. I mean, defense and rebounding gives you, travels.
Mm-hmm.
Like running the ball in football and stopping the run and pitching in defense in baseball. I mean, those things travel. And, that's the part of their game that's just not going to go away. They'll probably win 2 or 3 games in the conference that they have no business winning on nights that they can't throw it in the ocean because they do those things very, very well. But I love that the conference is so good in basketball this year. I think that is so fun.
Man, it is something to see.
I mean,
War Eagle. War Eagle, everybody.
Yeah,
just saying.
they're good, too.
War Eagle,
damn
baby.
good.
We're back.
They might be the best team in the country, honestly. Like 14-4 could get it done. So, thank you, Mike. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, 14-4 would get it done.
No, absolutely.
So, right? 13-5. Like, what's the worst record for the champ this year? Possible.
Well, I mean, if you told me I could have 14-4 right now, I would take it and feel like I had won the championship right then.
Probably by 2 games.
Probably by 2 games. Yeah.
All right. Bad question by me. All right. See you, Mike.
See you guys.
There he is. Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith. More 3HL next. 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Big Slay here, man, and I recently contacted We Grow Hair because a little bit of the sunroof started to open up, and I was like, I'm going to hit the close button on it. I don't want it on tilt or anything. I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, man, you ain't even losing nothing about Slay. Well, for me, when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking on Zone TV, looking at the SEC network. I ain't going to stand by and just watch it. Not just watch it happen. Now, when I can go fix it at PAI Medical, We Grow Hair, you can lose up to 50% of your hair before you even notice it. Do what I did. Call right now for your free evaluation. 615-376-6010. For almost 30 years, We Grow Hair has been Nashville's premier hair restoration medical clinic. We Grow Hair's FDA-approved laser hair therapy plus antigen therapy is going to restore your hair. They have a trademark hair transplant procedure that gives you 3 times. You hear that? 1, 2, 3 times more hair in one procedure. So you're losing your hair, fix it. Go to WeGrowHair.com, 615-376-6010, and let them know Big Slay told you to go.
Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity. Now through January 16th, get gig internet at home for $25 a month for 1 year when you add an unlimited mobile line, which connects your gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Act fast today and save more than $650 over at AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage, because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with a trade-in. So save big and stay connected to what you love with fast gig speed internet and mobile from home to hotspots this new year. It's all about gig speeds and big savings. Don't wait. Get gig speed internet, spend less green, and switch to Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment taxes and fees are extra. Internet discount applied to mobile bill. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After the promotion, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Fiber Gig plus one unlimited starter line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings may vary.
Welcome back in to 3HL rating on 104.5 The Zone. What's happening, good people, man? This is the Reaction Monday to Black Monday. The season is done. Playoffs have started. And it's time to get to it, man. We're listening to your calls. Light the phone lines up for us, 615-737-1045. I think that's what we want to do.
I was going to do Reese and Laura right here, but...
Reese and Laura still on? It is Monday.
But they would only have, 4 minutes. Do you think they want that opportunity? Or
I think they want that opportunity.
You do?
Yep.
All right. Reese and Laura join us from South Central Kentucky. Laura, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, did y'all get a bunch of snow?
Not a lot of snow, more ice than anything.
Oh, that sucks.
Ugh.
Yeah. I cleaned off my car today. I haven't left the house in 2 days.
Atta girl.
Big Clay, you with me?
Reese, you better know it.
Well, I had to go to work, so I had to fight through the snow, but that's all right. Now, first off, I want everybody to say sorry to Calvin.
Calvin?
Sorry,
Calvin.
because he dropped the Shiano?
He did, and everybody deserves a second chance.
We gave him one.
Since I said the Shiano, have I ever said it again?
No, you have not.
And everybody in the chat is busting him up over that Shiano. Nobody perfect, right?
That's right. That's right, Zell.
Now, and I don't. Everybody on the Titans, and I don't even want to go that negative. I just want to say one thing on it before we get into Vol talk. If Heupel won 3 games, Heupel wouldn't be back. We'll leave it at that. Y'all do what you do. Now, guess who's number 1 in America?
Who?
Tennessee.
You better believe it.
Oh, I thought you were saying the Titans.
No, they're not number 1 in anything except for the number 1 draft pick.
That's
draft
right.
order. They're number 1 in the draft order.
Yeah, well, as soon as the NFL finds a way to do a draft lottery like the NBA, that won't happen. But, so, let me ask you this, Big Slay. The other day we were playing Arkansas, right? Boo! Are you with me?
Yeah, boo. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. We don't like Arkansas, but I had to work late that day because of a snow scare. Everybody buys everything, so I had to work real late.
Yep.
And by the time we got it, it was the second half, and they were favored by 16.5. I have no idea what the pregame spread was, and I was like, just take it. Take it.
I got it 12.5.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to think, 12.5. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get it till 16.5. So the first 15 minutes of the second half, I was sweating it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they finally just blew them out of the water.
Yeah. Matter of time.
Absolutely. We made a statement. We let the SEC, because we know how much of a juggernaut the SEC is, right?
Yeah.
Word alert.
And we let them know we're here to repeat. We're not messing around with any of you people. We're coming out. We're suffocating you with defense, and we're throwing down threes, and we're going to beat everybody.
I like it.
And I don't see anybody that's coming at us. I mean, this is going to be a walk in the park. We might lose 3 or 4 games top in the SEC top.
Reese, we lose 3 or 4 games, we win an SEC championship. No question.
Not just SEC championship, a national championship.
Yeah, my bad. I was talking about stages.
I mean, get with me, Slay. Get with me.
It was stages, too.
You're undershooting, Slay.
You know, it was stages.
Reese is way out here.
I see him. Way down the street.
We are taking it to the top, but we let everybody know on day one, hey, they're all big on Calipari. We're taking it to you. Now, I want to show you real quick, and I know we have 4 minutes. I probably got a minute and a half to go. But you know the difference between Calipari and Rick Barnes?
What?
You go to a pickup game at a park, and you got these middle-aged guys, and they're sitting there, and they're running the game, and then you got all these young kids that are highly athletic, and they don't know each other, but they all team up against each other, and all these old guys that have been running together at the Parks and Rec for the last 6 years, and next thing you know, the guys from the Parks and Rec are high-fiving each other, and all these athletic people are shaking their heads like, what just happened? Well, that's John Calipari and Rick Barnes. John Calipari drafts a whole bunch of one-year players that don't know how to play with each other, and Rick Barnes knows how to draft a team, and then we win. Yeah, and that's why Calipari got shipped out of Kentucky. Arkansas was desperate. And guess what? Go Big Orange! We're number 1, baby! Good old Rocky Top! Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee!
There they are, the Reese and Laura.
That's them.
I will say, in the beginning of the broadcast, Tennessee, Arkansas, they were talking about how Coach Cal is great at devising a plan to take away your best scorer.
He is defensive juggernaut.
And they went through all of the things that they thought he might try with Chaz Lanier. 29 points.
Yeah. And in bunches, too. It's serious, man.
Milledge's 18 rebounds?
Yeah. As far as it being a walk in the park, I got to go against Reese on that one. It's not going to be no walk in the park for no team. None of them.
That's going to be such a grind, dude.
It's going to be tough, man. Tuesday's going to be tough. I could be that man. Hey, man, going down to Florida, the Swamp. That's a rivalry also, and they're really good, and they coming off a loss, and this little stuff swirling around their program as far as their coach goes. This is an opportunity for them to come to bat for them, dog. Walter Clayton Jr. is really good, so. It's going to be interesting, man. I walk in the park.
Are you in studio for
I am. I got Feinbaum first, and then I'm in studio.
59 of Florida's points came from Elijah Martin and Walter Clayton Jr.
So
at Kentucky.
They're really good, Florida, when Will Richard helps with them. Former Belmont young man. I think he's been in Florida now. This might be his third year.
Feels like he's 35 years old.
Yeah. But if he helps, it's very seldom do they lose. So.
Rick Barnes asked what he told Jonas Adu after the game. He said, quote, "When I shook his hand, I hugged him. I said, Jonas, I love you. And I do love him because he found a situation that was really hard for him to turn down, and he really did it." 4 points, 5 boards.
Big old bankroll.
Yep, that's true. All right, more 3HL when we come back. Zeph got a list from Todd Furman of the draft position of all the playoff quarterbacks.
What?
Got that for you. Also more from Brian Callahan in his press conference today. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Just drove by Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville over there at 277 Mallory Station Road in Franklin today. And if you're in need of windows and doors or doors, anything like that, then that's where you need to go. And that's who you need to call, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. They've got that site in Franklin that you can go check out different windows. There's always somebody there that's going to be there to help you and pull out different windows from the walls and show you everything that you might be interested in. Or you could also visit them at 256 East Main Street in Hendersonville, corner of East Main and Indian Lake Boulevard. So they've got 2 locations where you can go and check out all their products, or they'll come to you. And that's what I did when I needed to replace windows and doors in 2 of my houses, and they were phenomenal to work with. You can just schedule your free consultation with them, too. Check out the limited time special offer they're giving, which is 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. So you have a full year to pay off your new windows and doors with Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Just go online, schedule that at pellanashville.com or give them a call, 615-249-1910.
Good evening. It's 5:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans season is officially over as they finish 3-14 and are set to pick first overall in the 2025 NFL Draft. Head coach Brian Callahan met with the media earlier today and reflected on his feelings as the season comes to a close.
I have to do a better job as a head coach, so we're not in this position again at any point. I don't have any interest in repeating this season, although there's lots of things to glean from it lessons-wise. I don't want to be here again or be in this position again, and I'm fully determined and resolved to get us to a point where we don't have to talk about how many games we've lost. We can talk about how many games we've won, and that's my goal to get there.
Callahan also mentioned that any staff changes that they might make will come later this week, and until he hears otherwise, it's business as usual with Rand Carthon and Chad Brinker. In other NFL news, 2 head coaches have been fired since yesterday's season finales. That includes Patriots Gerard Mayo and Jaguars Doug Peterson. Also, if you're looking at the Packers in the playoffs, well, they won't have wide receiver Christian Watson as he is out for the rest of the season because he tore his ACL in yesterday's loss to the Bears. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you. I hope you're having a great Monday. Enjoyed the little snowfall and the weather? I mean, just north of us, ice.
Yes, it is.
And just north of
Could
that,
be worse,
snow.
you're right.
Yeah. I wonder how they're doing in Jolton, man.
Oh, it's closed
what's
down.
up. Yeah.
Ski resorts closed down, everything.
Forget about it.
Might have a strike on the lifts.
Forget about it.
Mount Jolton is alive and well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Sledding everywhere.
Yeah. Well, Friday, potential winter storm, so.
Oh, come on, Friday.
Watch out.
Just leave us alone.
Babsy will be in Florida, though. She
That's
already
right.
established.
Getting out of here.
Y'all, it is 27 degrees outside right now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
cold. Although I will say, there was still a little light.
I know, right? At 4:50.
It's not AF.
Friday, this
At
from the
4:50.
Weather Channel. Friday, January 10th. Watching a potential winter storm. Periods of snow, high 33. Chance of snow, 80%. Accumulations 1 to 3 inches expected currently.
I'm with you, Kelly.
I'm with Callie too on that one.
Sleigh Dog's here.
I'm in the building. Can't beat myself.
Speaking of Tennessee basketball, Sleigh Dog.
Yes, sir.
Tennessee basketball ranked number 1 in the country for the 5th consecutive week, which is a program record.
Oh, wow.
And they are the only undefeated team left in college basketball.
Wow. A lot of parity out there. I don't know how long that's going to last, but
Maybe tomorrow night. Tennessee
I'm
plays
here for
at Florida tomorrow, 6 o'clock ESPN2. You can catch it right here on 104.5 The Zone. Tennessee assistant Greg Polinsky said, quote, wow, they're really good. I know we're supposed to say all of that, but they are really, really good. No holes. Talking about Florida. Chaz Lanier about Florida, quote, they have really good guards, and we feel like we're the best guards in the country, so it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and that's not, for me, that's not the question. I think that's going to be fine. I think it's going to be a tit for tat, but it's the depth of the big men that Florida has. They have 4 of them, and all of them play, and they can stretch the floor, and they're long and rangy.
They're all over the offensive glass.
Yeah, and when I say we, I'm talking about Tennessee, you have Felix Okapar and Milic and Cade Phillips. That's it. Estrella got hurt. So you need Dubois to come in, step up, and try to slide down in that 4 spot. Maybe if he mixes it up, it's a different ball game. But right now on the surface, Florida at home.
Vandy won their SEC opener 80-72 at LSU. Commodores are 13-1. Vanderbilt hosts number 17 Mississippi State tomorrow.
That's going to be a good one.
That will be.
That's going to be a good job.
Mississippi State away from home.
That's going to be the key.
Maybe a different deal. But at home, they are. I mean, South Carolina got it.
They got dogs, man. They got dogs in. Like Coach Mike, I would say Coach Mike Keefe. Coach Vaught. Coach Vaught said, man, defense travels, and they got a lot of it, and they got that mentality. So Memorial Gym should be rocking. It's going to be interesting.
While we're here, Kentucky outscores Florida 106-100. Great game in Lexington. 59 of Florida's points came from Elijah Martin and Walter Clayton Jr. As I mentioned, Kobe Brea for Kentucky can flat out shoot the rock. 7 of 9 from 3. Finished with 23 points. All 5 starters were in double figures for the Cats. Kentucky plays at Georgia tomorrow night. Florida hosts number 1 Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Tuesday action.
It is a lot of Tuesday action. Tuesday.
Wednesday, Thursday. All right. Playoff quarterbacks, draft positions from Todd Furman.
What the Todd father got, man? Who?
He just listed out what is.
Who are you talking about, Todd father? Todd father's toes.
Sorry, that was my daycare video I got. I didn't realize it was a video. I thought it was a picture.
Thank you, Babs.
How's Hadley doing today? She have a good
They
day?
had a fitness day, and it was video of their fitness day at daycare.
So the two of y'all came up with an agreement, and I think the 3HL family needs to know about this before it happens.
Yeah.
That one day
this
in
year.
2025,
Talk to him, y'all.
because Ron Slay lobbied like he wanted to go pick up Hadley from school.
No, he is. It's either by force or by
So
choice.
Babs said one time in 2025 you will be allowed to do that.
Yep.
Yep. She's going to love it too when Big Soleil shows up.
It's going to be a great day.
You should have seen her Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, this is
I sent
excellent.
Slay the video. I'll put it out on my my Instagram story at Dawn Davenport TN.
This was excellent.
So we're laying in bed. Mr. Babs was out of town, so she gets to sleep with Mom when he's out of town.
All psychologists, child psychologists listening right now are like, Babs.
I know. Anyway, so Texas A&M, we watched that basketball game, and then obviously SEC Now is on right after that, which is Slay. And so I was like, oh, okay, before I turn the TV off or whatever, I'll let her see Slay. So Slay pops up, and I'm like, who's that on the TV? It's Slay. It's really Slay. Yeah. And then she proceeds to stare at the TV like, oh my gosh, she cannot believe it's Slay.
That Slay's inside that television?
Yes. And then after that, she starts jumping up and down on the bed. And I'm like, dang it, Slay, now we're not going to bed.
Yes, that's the energy I'm talking about.
Yes.
Oh, she's got it.
But I sent it to Slay. She was
So do you.
legit so excited and could not believe that she was watching Uncle
Dude,
Slay
that
on
made
the
my
TV.
day when I watched it, dog.
That is outstanding.
She said,
It was hilarious.
that's really Slay.
That's really Slay. I'm like, yeah, it is.
That is me.
Well, and then I tried to tell her because Fishback was on too. And I'm like, and we ran into Fishback at the Atlanta airport in security. And so I said hi or whatever and introduced him to Hadley.
Bowling Green, Kentucky?
Yes, and said, he's an Auburn Tiger. He was one of Mommy's favorite players back in college, like War Eagle. She's like, War Eagle, Fish, So then I'm like, look, and that's Fishback with him, an Auburn Tiger. Say War Eagle or whatever. No, she wanted nothing to do with Fish. Then they put like a one shot on Fish, and she's like, what?
Yeah, I'm done. Where's Slay? Yeah, put me back on. That's right, Hadley. You know what to roll with.
It was hilarious.
615-737-1045. You want to react to the Titans getting it done. Absolutely got it done in great fashion on Sunday. They did it. Must-lose situation. Got it done. Lost 23-14.
Handle business.
Handle business. And with the much-needed loss, the Titans earned the number 1 overall pick. So, playoff quarterbacks, draft positions. We'll go through this list, okay?
Yeah, baby.
There are 14 quarterbacks, obviously. Lions, Jared Goff, number 1 overall pick.
Just took him a while.
Took him a minute. Took him his second team. Eagles, Jalen Hurts, round 2, overall pick number 53. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mayfield, pick number 1, overall pick number 1. Remember that year? That was a surprise.
Took him a while, too.
Yeah, took him a while, too. Rams, Matthew Stafford, overall number 1.
Came in gunning.
Vikings, Sam Darnold, 3rd pick of the draft, first round. Commanders, Jaden Daniels, 2nd pick overall. Another first rounder. And the Packers, Jordan Love, pick number 26, first round. So
when they still had Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Yes. So the 7 quarterbacks on the NFC side, 6 were picked within the top 3 picks of the draft overall. Only Jalen Hurts was a second rounder. AFC, Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, pick number 10, first round. Bills, Josh Allen, pick number 7, first round. Ravens, Lamar Jackson, pick number 32, first round. Texans, C.J. Stroud, pick number 2, first round. Chargers, Justin Herbert, pick number 6, first round. Broncos, your boy Knicks, pick number 12, first round. And then the Steelers, Russell Wilson, 3rd round, 75 overall. So what does this tell you? 12 of the 14 playoff quarterbacks were first-round picks. 3 of them were number 1 overall. But a lot of them moved team to team. Like, it wasn't the team. It wasn't the success with the team that drafted them.
There's a handful that were not successful with the team they went to first round. Interesting. It also shows you it's hard to just step in the league and be successul.
It is. You know,
you're always going to a crappy team
every single time.
That's right.
But I will say this. If it was one that needs to watch it this weekend, Buffalo Bills. Be careful.
You think so?
Josh Allen?
Yeah. Be careful. Denver defense ain't no punk. Denver defense ain't no punk. And if Bo Nix can do anything like what he's doing in the regular season, now listen.
Who is this guy?
I don't know, but Lord have mercy.
Is this literally the same guy that played at Auburn? Remember him?
Dude out there balling.
Don't get me started.
Because at Auburn, he was home Bo Nix and road Bo Nix.
Yep. This right here, he's
He
NFL
also had
Bo Nix.
never operated out of the shotgun.
See, that's even wilder. I'm just saying, Surtain.
Bills favored by 9. That is the Sunday noon
taking them
game.
now. Taking them now. That pass rush nasty too now.
I hear you.
All right, Josh. Well, he's going to have to show me.
Let's talk a little college football when we come back. Chris Lowe, senior writer for ESPN.com, covering college football for ESPN.com, at CeeLo ESPN. Orange Bowl Thursday, Notre Dame and Penn State. Cotton Bowl Friday, Ohio State, Texas. We'll talk about it next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, stop letting high interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto and their new rapid equity loan. So listen up, homeowners. Here is the deal. You're into the new year and maybe you want a completely hassle-free way to cash out of your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no having to wait for it. That would be Loan Pronto, who you need to call. And their all-new rapid equity loan uses AI-driven technology. Get you approved for cash out in as little as 1 day. They have one client that got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a new home improvement project on top of it, and is now still saving over $1,000 a month. That's what we did with Loan Pronto. The entire process was super easy. Got money out, used our home equity, did a big backyard project, and it is awesome. Call Loan Pronto now. See how much you qualify for. 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com at 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Final Four of college football coming up Thursday and Friday. This is a beautiful weekend coming up, man. You got all the college basketball stuff heating up, but you've got college football playoff Thursday, Friday, NFL playoff Saturday, Sunday, Monday. This is going to be incredible.
Incredible.
615-737-1045, always a number. Chris Lowe joins us now from ESPN.com. Chris, what's up?
What up, Low Dog?
What's going on? Always good to be with the dream team there in the Music City.
Let's start with basketball real quick because Lil Birdie informed me that you were at the Tennessee-Arkansas game. What did you think about that matchup? Coach Cal against Rick Barnes again. Adu coming back to the Tommy Bowl and what is it, the Food City Center? And
a lot of celebs there too on Saturday. Vincent Yarbrough in the house, Tony White in the house. I always think Vincent was one of the more underrated players to play at Tennessee. You talk about a guy who's what they call in baseball 4-tool players. He was a 4 or 5-tool player in hoops. Man, he could defend, he could rebound, he could pass, he could score. One of those guys who you look up and you have 2 or 3 steals every game. But it's good to see him in the house. But no, I think to answer your question, I'd say exactly what Cal said. Man, Tennessee just manhandled them. They just completely got in their grill and you could tell being there live, Arkansas just wasn't equipped to deal with that pressure for 40 minutes. I mean, they were in Meshack, he's not completely healthy. He's got a hand issue. He didn't even play a lot in that game. And yet the rest of the team, Tennessee's team, they contest everything. They play every possession like it's the last possession of the game on defense. And, Lanier is shooting lights out. I don't know that I've seen a guy at Tennessee score more and look and do it so effortlessly. I tell you who he reminds me of. Now, when he was at Tennessee, he played with his back to the basket. He's a lot like Dale Ellis. You look up after the game, Ellis would have 23, 24, 22 points, and you're like, how many times did he shoot in the game? Now, Dale never shot threes, but he was such an efficient scorer. And Lanier's the same way. He's got that little mid-range fall away. If you give him a foot out front on the three, he's going to make it. And I think he's a much better finisher when he turns the corner and gets to the glass, and maybe he's given credit for. But, no, I like the way Tennessee's playing right now. Here's the thing that scares me, though, about Tennessee, is they can't have anybody else get hurt. Their depth right now is right there on the cusp. If they have another injury, then it could really get dicey for them as they now go into what's the teeth of the SEC schedule.
Yep. That's a great point. Thanks for putting that out there.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, we were talking about, what record do you think wins the conference? 13-5?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, we were talking about the game Saturday. There were several former Vols there in the house. I think you could win the conference with 6 losses, 5 losses. I don't think
so. 12-6.
Maybe that's a bit much, but this league's going to cannibalize itself. I mean, Slay, you sit there in the studio every weekend. I mean, you see what these teams got going on. It's going to be hard to win on the road.
It is.
Look at Tennessee's next 4 or 5 games, and you get out of that next stretch. Let's say the next 5-game stretch, and you win 3 or 4 of those, man, that's a win. Starting with Florida on the road, but everyone's going to face that. It's not, everyone's going to face that gauntlet. And I think the key really is getting through the schedule, not getting too just beaten down, staying healthy. And because whoever the 10 or 11 or how many teams get in the league or get in the tournament from the league, those teams are all going to be battle tested.
Right.
I was talking to Jimmy Dykes last night. He brought up a good point. He says, Tennessee's getting ready to go on the road now and play in some tough environments. But they go to Illinois, which Illinois might be the best team in the Big Ten right now, and they win that game with their 2 best players on the bench the last 5 minutes of the game. So it's not like they're going to go into Florida tomorrow or any venue down the stretch here in the SEC and I think be intimidated. They're going to lose. That's just part of it. You're going to lose when you go in some of these places against the Bamas, the Vandy's, Auburn, whoever. But I don't think Tennessee's going to go anywhere and just be intimidated. And I like their makeup a little bit better inside. You mentioned Adu. As far as not, he's not a great finisher. He's not going to be a guy who's going to get you 13, 14, 15 points. But he is around the rim, a really good rim protector. And if Mill just continues to rebound the way he has, to be able to play late in the games with two 6'10" guys like that is really something Tennessee hasn't had the last couple of years.
Chris Lowe, ESPN.com, with us. Man, I love how they've got this thing set up now, just going in front of the NFL. I just hadn't looked at it until we got into the game week. But Thursday, the Orange Bowl, Notre Dame and Penn State. Notre Dame favored by 2. Friday night, the Cotton Bowl, Ohio State favored by 6 over Texas. I love how they've set this up. It's going to be fun. Are you going to one of those games by chance?
No, I'm going to take this round off and be there for the championship round. But I was obviously I was in Columbus and I was in the Rose Bowl last week. But I'm actually pumped because I get to sit at home and watch both games.
Yeah,
I know it sounds crazy when you're on the road at a game. Sometimes you don't get to see as many of the games as you'd like to. So no, I think the 4 teams right now. I said this last night. We probably wouldn't have said this in September. When you look at it right now and you weigh everything, the health and where teams are and the way the quarterbacks are playing, I think we got the 4 best teams right now. I think Penn State, Texas, Notre Dame, and certainly Ohio State, which I don't think anybody's surprised with their roster that they're still alive. They played lights out, and I've seen them in both games. They hammered Tennessee, and then all the Tennessee fans are like, man, we got embarrassed. Well, guess what? They beat Oregon even worse.
Yeah.
They beat Oregon even worse. And number 4, I'm going to tell you what, I've seen a lot of great receivers. I go back all the way back to some of those great receivers. Tennessee had Carl Pickens and Alvin Harper, Eric Moles at Mississippi State in college football. Ohio State's had a ton of them. Alabama's had a ton of them. Jeremiah Smith, being with him and sitting there talking to him, the guy's 6'3", 228. And his hands look like, it looks like, remember in the Jurassic Park, the Raptors had those he's got massive hands. And he can go up and catch the football and track the football. He plays like he's about 5'11", 180 pounds, and he runs like that. But when he bodies you up and he gets off the line of scrimmage and makes his cut and gets into his route, I mean, no one's going to guard him. He's the best player right now in football. If you said who would you take of anybody in football in college right now, he would be my number 1 pick.
That's dope right now.
So let's hit that Notre Dame Penn State matchup, Chris. Only a 2-point line there. Notre Dame's got a significant injury. Penn State with an incredible tight end. Is Drew Aller good enough at quarterback with the new offensive coordinator this year to be able to move the football consistently on that Notre Dame defense?
Well, I think what James has done with that offense is what Penn State's done is they don't need him to be a 320-yard passer in a game. I don't think they need to put all that pressure on him. They've got more balance across the. They can run the football. Their offensive line's good. You mentioned the tight end, Warren, who's always an equalizer, man. When you get down the red zone, and that's the key this time of year. You can't kick field goals. You got to score touchdowns. When you get down there and get a shot. When you have a tight end like that who can get open, who's a tough matchup, that's a big deal. I just think Penn State, and I give James credit, man, because he got a lot of pressure, a lot of flack over the last few years, just not being able to win the quote-unquote big games. Well, here's his chance now to beat Notre Dame and get into the championship game. And they have always been really good in the line of scrimmage. They've got the finisher, the Carter kid, and we'll see. He was hurt. I got to think he's going to try to play in a game of this magnitude. But they're still really good up front on both sides of the football. And I think that's what James has been able to build there. And you go into these kind of games on these stages, that's still where you win. I mean, all these teams have quarterbacks that are capable. Ewers has been a guy who's been good in big games. Raleigh Leonard, probably underrated. His ability to beat you, with his feet and throw the football. Then Howard's just a guy. He's one of those guys that seems like he's been playing for 10 years, when you go back to his time at Kansas State. But I still think when you look at all 4 teams, it's who plays best, which offensive line plays best, he can run the football a little bit and can protect the quarterback. And then on defense, be able to really get in there and wreak some havoc. So which one of those teams, those 4 teams, can do that on both lines of scrimmage, I think, are the one that's going to win the title. If Ohio State plays its best game, which they have the last 2 playoff games, I don't think anybody's going to beat them. If they play an A game, I don't think anybody else's A game is better than theirs.
Man, and execute the way they execute, man, that good gosh. Chip Kelly resurgence is what were we missing early on in the year, CeeLo, from him?
Yeah, that's a good question. I talked to Chip a little bit on media day, and then talked to him a little bit after the game, and he said they probably, getting that Michigan game, probably didn't do enough and were too conservative.
Mm-hmm.
When they lost the first time to Oregon, they scored more than 30 points in that game and lost by a point. I think more than anything, they just really played to their people. And they've got 3 receivers. I know I said it this last week. They got 3 receivers on their team that would probably be number ones on a lot of teams around the country.
Mm-hmm.
They got 2 running backs. Neither one of them, you think, well, they don't have those 1,400 and 1,500-yard rushers. Well, Judkins and Henderson both have just under 1,000 yards. So they both were right under 100 yards in the game the other day, and they're always fresh. Someone's in there in the third or fourth quarter. They've always got fresh legs out there. And then their offensive line is playing well. They lost a kid, Josh Simmons, at left tackle, who may be a first-round pick this year. He's been gone for half the season. They lost a center, Seth McLaughlin, who was one of the better centers in the country. Neither one of those kids have played in the playoff. And you can't tell the difference. There's been no drop-off, which, again, tells you what we were talking about a minute ago. Man, you better be deep this time of year when you have to play 16 or 17 games to win a national title. You better have guys at 6 and 7 and 8 on your offensive line, and you better have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in your defensive line that could come into play. And certainly Ohio State has that, and they've recruited that way.
Back to Will Howard. I saw this from Kirk Bowles today. Buckeyes quarterback Will Howard was 0-3 against Texas when he was at Kansas State and lost last year 33-30 in overtime. Quote, "That one still sticks with me," he said. "It still pisses me off. I know there's a lot of people in Kansas rooting for the Buckeyes to get this one done against these guys." I love it when players put out there like how personal it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's been that way. Having spent some time now around the Ohio State team with 2 different games, I think it's like that with that whole team, man. You can tell they're still pissed about that Michigan game.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the realm of Ohio State and Michigan, you lose to the other team. You live with that, man, for the rest of your life. And I think this is right. In fact, I got something I'm writing later this week. I need to check this. They have very few, if any, maybe a 5th-year senior on that team who's ever beaten Michigan at Ohio State. Think about that. They've lost 4 straight to Michigan. So they get a mulligan this year, being that they get to come back now and win a national title. If you win a national title, that doesn't sting as much, but I promise you it still stings. And I think they've sort of taken that out on everybody they played to this point. I don't care if you're Tyleik Williams, if you talk about Howard, if you're Travion Henderson, Simon, all those kids, Jack Sawyer, who've been around there for a while and have had to live with those losses to Michigan. This is sort of the way they're taking out their frustration now in the playoff and have a chance to win a title.
Chris Lowe with us on 3HL. Man, it's going to be fun Thursday and Friday.
Great time. Kick your feet up on this one, Lowe. We don't need you to do no work. Just be ready to talk to us. That's all.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it, Slay. You need to invite me over to your man cave. I'll watch the game from your man cave.
hey,
the literal boom boom room.
Yeah, it's a great time in us, CeeLo. We put your phones in a little box. Put your phones in a little box when you're in them.
I love that you're not working, though. We need to start like a game thread.
Let's do it. I'm ready, man. We'll just all meet at Slay's house. What time? I'll bring the wings, Slay.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. That's easy access right there.
That's all you had to say.
That's it. Oh, man.
All right, Chris. Appreciate you, man.
All right, see you guys.
All right, at CeeLo ESPN on Twitter. Man, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
It's rolling.
College football, NFL.
It's rolling. It's going to be a good parlay weekend. Here we go, baby.
Got some college basketball on Saturday, too.
I ought to do mine now.
Your parlay right now?
Yeah.
Did y'all know?
Hey! Yes, Zeph! Oh, that means I got to do it.
I know.
Okay.
Like right in the moment.
Let me log on. Bring me my money. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Hey. All right. Here we go.
Are you ready for this, or is this off the cuff?
This is straight off the cuff.
All of
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
All of those things.
This is ready to go get it right here. This is what this is, Babsy. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Skip. Denver at Buffalo. Give me it's an 8.5 now. I'm taking them 8.5 points. Going to Buffalo. Green Bay at Philly. Where are we with Philly? Does everybody believe in Philly right now?
No, I don't.
I'm starting to be skeptical of that too.
Why do I not believe in them?
I don't know, but
Because early on you didn't believe in them, and then they went on this tear.
They went on a run, but a lot of them they squeaked out some wins. You know what I mean? Does the rabbit foot travel into the playoffs with them? Is Saquon, is he going to be able to carry the load? Are the wide receivers not going to look at Jalen Hurts like, hey, man, throw us the ball. We help get us here, too. Are they going to be cool with Saquon? We saw A.J. Brown now. All right? Ain't no taking it back. You can take it back in the regular season and be like, we was just playing around. Ha, ha, ha. Ain't no ha, 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 ha in the playoffs. I
can't believe the Packers lost to the Bears this weekend, even with the decimated roster.
Man.
But, yeah, I don't know on the Eagles. And then the other thing about the NFL that's beautiful is they reseed, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't know who Kansas City and Detroit will.
Let me ask you this. Chargers in Houston. Is Houston, what do you take from this victory?
Nothing.
Not a thing.
I mean,
so you got to take the last game they played. Then.
I've never seen a less energetic football team on the field.
You take that last 2-point game.
Talking about the Titans?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Damian Pierce was able to just do whatever the hell he wanted. Hey, man, you want to go over here and get your Coke? Do it. You want to go over here and stand next to the ifs and the fists? You can do it.
Okay.
On your way to 92 yards in the end zone, untouched.
I mean, but did that get them right momentum-wise?
I don't think
even
so.
Though it's against a bad team?
I don't think so.
That's false confidence.
I like Harbaugh going into this matchup.
I do, too. They're favored.
I know.
Chargers on the road.
I'm taking the money line. -146. The Steelers and Ravens is the one that's got me a little baffled. I really want to take the Steelers plus 9.5 because there's so much pressure on Mike
is it
Tomlin.
9.5?
Yeah. That's a lot of points in a rivalry game where it's black and blue.
In the playoffs.
I'm giving them 9. I'm taking them 9.5 points before they change it. Because they'll change it on you.
I know. Reese ends up with like 4 points different than us.
He did that.
That's a lot of points.
Tampa Bay at home versus the Commanders. I'm taking Tampa Bay. I think Baker.
Oh, you're just going through all these.
Yeah, I told you I'm getting my parlay to go.
Okay. A parlay nowadays is like 10 leg.
Is this just NFL? So this is going to be 6 legs?
No, now I'm going over here to NCAA.
Oh, boy.
College football on Thursday.
Yeah.
Notre Dame and Penn State. All right, Babsy, I'm going to lean on you on this one right here. How real is Abdul Carter, and can he affect Riley Leonard and company?
And he's been banged up.
And that offensive line that they got.
He's been banged up.
So I need to go. Notre Dame is favored by -1.5.
I think the conversation is that Notre Dame defense.
Yeah.
And Drew Aller. Can Drew Aller get something going?
Notre Dame -1.5.
And you got an OC at Penn State that kind of crazy.
Yeah, risky biscuit.
kind of crazy.
Texas.
I love him. I think he's super talented and creative, but he's a little crazy.
Am I way off by thinking Penn State in that one?
Yes.
Yeah. I ain't gonna even let you switch me on that one. I'm rolling with this one.
Okay.
Ohio State, Texas.
Yeah, you just
Ohio State -5.5 favored.
Not enough.
Not enough.
I think they're gonna roll.
Babs, you saw them up close and personal early in the year, Texas.
Yeah, but I saw him the first week of the season.
But you saw him.
Yeah, but they played Colorado State.
Yep, I'm going. I don't trust yours in this. As much as walking into this situation, into the college football playoffs, I was all out on Will Howard. This Will Howard, this Chip Kelly, them knowing who their weapons are, and then the fool that they got playing football on the edge, number 33, is a maniac. He reminds me of the guy off the program. What's the guy, as soon as he made the football team, he went out there to the parking lot and busted his head through the window.
Yeah.
That's who number 33 acts like. I don't even know his name, but that dude is a wrecking ball, man. So I'm going Ohio State to cover that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 6-leg parlay going into the weekend. This will get you at plus 3,260. So on a small scale, $10 will get you what, people? $326.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So $100 will get you.
Oh.
$3,260.
That gets you paid.
Lord.
Yeah, buddy.
You see that, Babs?
I just want to point out, good math. See, this is good for your math skills.
$3,260, just like that, Babs.
So I just want to point out that these guys are degenerates.
This is a parlay,
Please
Babs.
understand this.
It's a parlay, Babs.
Vegas loves slays.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do, Babsy. I'm around robbing it. So that means I'm going to go.
Pointing all this out.
I'm going to go over to do the 5s by 6 and put $10 on that. Mm-hmm. That'll get you plus 1776.
See, I don't even understand what he's talking about. You're saying degenerates, plural. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Then what we're going to do is.
In this conversation.
Oh, you riding with me. Then on the back side of it.
Sometimes you forget what you bet.
Yeah,
we're just going to throw 50 on the 6-leg parlay. Just light little 50 ball. That'll get you 1630, y'all.
Just light little 50.
Yep. All right, bets are made. Parlays booked. Run them.
All right, bet, literally. All right. More 3HL coming up. What do y'all want to talk to? Oh, top 10 best NFL draft prospects according to CBS Sports. Next.
Made my bet.
Got to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, new or pre-owned. These are your guys, and the inventory's online. Easy to take a peek tonight. GuptonMotors.com, and then get on up there. Best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. Maybe you need a 4-wheel drive. Maybe you've been thinking about getting a Ram truck for a while. Now's a great time. With a potential winter storm coming on Friday, you'll be able to roll around that Ram truck, no problem. Of course, be careful. But anyway, go see my guy Daniel Gupton and his crew. They are ready to help you out. Just tell them what you're looking for. Their service department is incredible after the sale. They do amazing work, and they'll let you know with a text message when you need oil change, tires rotated, all the things. And they are there for you, with you. Go take your test drive. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com.
All right, Zen Sports just picked another grand prize winner for the December big game sweepstakes I told you about. Now they're rolling out the VIP Players Club sweepstakes for January, and the prizes, whole new level. This month, one grand prize winner will win a $10,000 bonus bet on the NFL big game in February and $10,000 cash, or an alternative prize of $15,000 cash. How about that? You have the ability to earn entries on every bet you place in January, every dollar you wager, plus earn 10 times the entries on those parlay bets. It doesn't get much better than this. If you don't win the grand prize, don't worry. You got a shot to win one of 5 small prizes. A $1,000 bonus bet on the NFL big game, or $250 cash. Look at this. Jump in with Zen Sports. Also, new customers, you sign up with my referral code, which I think is Dawn, D-A-W-N. We'll receive 500 entries in addition to the entries earned from the value of the qualifying bet. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? Head to zensports.com/sweepstakes for a full list of rules. Zen Sports, where betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. No danger. First wager limited to plus 500 odds to qualify. Terms, conditions apply. Qualifying wager for a wager entry must have minimum odds for any leg in the entry of at least minus 250 or worse American odds. A qualifying wager for a wager entry must be made for a minimum amount of $5. Head to zensports.com/sweepstakes for terms and conditions. You got to be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Before the season started, we did a show down in Vegas at Circa Sports.
Yes.
And see, this is the beauty and the curse of Babs' backpack that weighs 300 pounds.
That's right.
Is that she can find things that we got from months ago. You're like, look at this.
It is fascinating after the season to go back and look at it.
So the Titans over-under win total was 6.5. Derrick Henry rush yards. Over-under rush yards. 950.5.
Look through that.
By 1,000.
Yeah, he doubled it.
Wow. Let's see. Where are we with Will Levis? Will Levis, over-under passing yards. How many did he end up with?
He was just under 3,000.
Okay.
What did he get, 400?
Wow, if he wouldn't have gotten benched, he would have gone
he was
through
at,
this.
he might have been a little over, I think he was in between 2,500 and 3,000, somewhere around there.
Okay, Zeph, that's 500 yards.
There's a big
That's like
difference.
That's like 2 games.
What's his?
Well,
what
maybe
was
4
his
games
number?
for him.
Look it up, Zeph.
I have his number. I just need his here we go. Hang on.
Total.
I know. That's what I was asking. What his Vegas over under was.
I've got it. Hang on. So
Well, I know you have it. I want you to say it.
So he is at 2,091 yards.
I was
you
way
were
off.
way off, Zeph Dog.
Oh, my bad.
Zeph.
Because I was like, holy crap, if that's true, he almost got there.
What's
No.
his Vegas number?
No. Okay, I was wrong.
No.
Will
My bad.
Levis, over under passing yardage. And we argued with this guy about this. 3,300.5.
I can't believe I argued with that guy about Will Levis.
You know what you saw.
Freaking Will Levis.
Know what you saw.
Yeah, just go ahead and blame him.
You've been fooled. We all been had. My grandmama said that the other day. I've been had.
Yeah.
So we've been had, y'all.
It makes me angry.
Oh, me too.
Damn it, Will Levis. You made me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like being wrong.
No, because you could have been right, but you fell. Listen, Babsy, I fell into it too. You gave him the benefit of the doubt. You saw the flashes. It's part of it.
Straight got sniped by Will Levis.
Sniper.
I was wrong, too. So 2 wrongs can't make a right.
Nope.
All 3 of us were wrong.
What was the interception number on that paper? I remember we talked about that too.
The interception
Ooh.
number. I don't know that I have that.
See, I'm hot at myself because that's why I'm not going back on what I said. I remember when we started this in probably about week 6, and I was like, you know what? When we get to guessing season, line season, all that, I'm not going back on what I said. We need an offensive line. I don't even care about the quarterback no more. Trade back. I don't care who you got at quarterback. Go fill these holes up. I'm staying with that.
You are?
Yep.
I mean,
Stand with it, man. And fix the offensive line first. I'm not telling you to take no lineman in the top 3 picks, but find a lineman. Fix it. Fix it, Felix. Fix it. So.
Will Levis.
because offensive line Jesus is not going to be able to fix it.
No, you got to give him something to work with.
No, he's got another offseason, offensive line Jesus.
Yeah, but you got...
That's all you need with offensive line Jesus. Just give him a little more time.
I was not.
No, Jesus...
OLJ did not
He'll make
convince
Gatorade.
me.
He'll make Gatorade into wine. Watch.
But he had to at least have Gatorade.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm saying.
Me too. I'm saying it.
I think they thought MPF was going to be their right tackle.
No, and they thought Dylan Raiders was going to do something.
I think that screwed him right there.
Yeah.
Isn't Raiden a free agent now?
Yeah, you're doing parlays.
Raiden's probably not back. I mean, if you think about it, and this is what I brought. They signed Sadiq Charles to play instead of Raidens.
Mm. And then he is like, peace.
Yeah, I'm
so
out of here.
Just retires.
For Zev's question.
Isn't he the one that just retired?
Yeah, 25 years old.
Yeah, see y'all. I'm done.
Deuces. Man,
This is too much work. I'm out.
He's the smartest guy in the market. He saw this coming before anybody.
Yeah, he did.
So did.
Y'all about to be bad. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
I'm not trying to be. I don't want to live in this world.
Yeah, y'all got this.
I'm going over with the yes and fist.
Mm-hmm.
To Zev's question, most regular season interceptions thrown going into the season. Sam Darnold was the favorite. Josh Allen was second. Trevor Lawrence third. Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels tied for fourth. Baker Mayfield and Will Levis tied for sixth. Will threw 12 interceptions.
Yeah, but he got benched.
Yeah, if he'd have more time.
He would bust that.
If he would have
record
actually
open.
played those games.
Yeah,
He
I'll show
missed
you
5
what to do.
games. He only played in 12 games.
Yeah.
And one of the Miami game, he barely played, but he did throw a pick in that game.
Well, he know what to do.
He threw it to the 325 guy. Remember that?
Yeah. He didn't see him.
Who's the Ravens guy yesterday? He was like 500 pounds.
That was a huge dude.
Got one.
Did you see him too? He was like, I knew I couldn't keep going.
I can't believe.
Well, he immediately went down, and then he got back up and hadn't been touched. And I think they all just was like, okay, man, that's enough.
Yeah. That guy ain't making
There's
it.
nothing better than big. Who threw that ball? Was that Zappy that threw that ball? Whoever threw the ball, it was. I love Zappy because he's from Western Kentucky. So DTR.
Hey, somebody texted me. What about him for a quarterback?
I don't know. Brian Callahan shows next. Thank you for including us in your day. It means everything to us. Good night, God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you're somebody out there that's got an if and a fifth tonight.